Can I answer one question?
Sure.
It was from Scumdeath. His one question was, what would be your wedding song?
Yes.
Okay, so from the N64, there was a game called Wind Racer. It's a jet ski game,
Hmm.
and the freaking tune was go. It's all retro. So like I'd be like walking down, freaking playing that song, and it goes.
Are you gonna dance to it while you're walking down the aisle?
Actually, if I could, I'll get a cutout of like a jet ski and just like throw on the shades, take the waves, like cardboard waves, and they'll like do the waving motion as I'm riding.
Wow.
That's
I'm
good.
speechless.
Yeah.
Guardian down.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out with us today, and welcome to episode 48 of Guardian Downcast. We're a couple of dads that talk about all things in the Destiny universe. We sometimes discuss other topics in gaming and entertainment, and we interview content creators and community members to find out more about them. I'm your host, The Gator, and my co-host, Hazel, is back from his 10-year wedding anniversary. Hey, I hope it was a great night, Hazel. How's your week been, man?
Yeah, it was a good night. I mean, we were supposed to go to like Washington State to celebrate, but with everything going on, we decided, nah, probably not the best time to do that. So we ended up just kind of staying home. I grilled some steaks, reached out to H and got his recipe for asparagus wrapped bacon, or other way around there, bacon wrapped asparagus. And yeah, it was a pretty good time, But yeah, not much else going on really. Just keeping up with all the Destiny news. There's been a ton.
My God, we're going to have so much.
What about you, man?
It's going to be a Destiny explosion tonight. Buckle up, Buttercup. It's going to be a long night. I had a good week. I think it was pretty much Destiny, and then I did some Destiny, and then I took a break, and then I did some Destiny, and here I am podcasting. That's pretty much been my week, man. It's just I've been Destiny crazy this week, that's for sure. Well, good, man. I'm glad you had a great anniversary. I'm happy to introduce our guest of the show tonight. He's one of our younger community members, but part of our GDC clan. That's Guardian Downcast, by the way, and has been very active in helping Hazel and I in the community. You can catch him on occasion streaming on twitch.tv/Jellis Gaming. It's our friend Jellis. Hey, how you doing, man?
Doing great. How you guys doing? I'm ready to get this bread tonight.
That's right.
We always doing that.
That's right. Every morning he states that. He goes, good morning. It's time to get that bread, right?
Yes, sir.
Good deal, man. Good deal. Well, hey, just a quick overview of tonight's show.
Nice.
We first want to find out more about Jellis and what's going on in his life. Then he's going to try his luck at our new and improved Fast Fire segment we call the Speed Run. We're all going to chime in, of course, on the new season of Arrivals and our impressions of the Bungie Vidoc. Reveal. Hazel's going to go over this week's TWAB. And finally, we'll answer Twitter and Discord questions from our community and add 2 songs each from everyone here for our Guardian Downcast playlist on Spotify and now iTunes. Hey, you ready to do this, Jellis?
Always.
I'm not even going to ask Hazel. Let's do it. Let's start out with this, man. Where'd you grow up and where are you from?
Grew up in the nice, welcoming town of Lorain, Ohio. So OH.
Oh, Lord. Another one.
Hi-oh.
There you go. So, quick relapse to the last podcast. My 15-hour drive. That was from Ohio.
Okay. I was just going to ask you that because that was from last
Yep.
week.
Want to clarify? After the question, I listened and I was like, I didn't state where I was coming from, so.
Good deal, man. Good deal. Well, now I think
that was funny.
I think I talked to you in chat when we game on PS4 quite a bit with Warcry and Larman and Flip and all those guys and yeah, Hazel too, I guess. And you, I think you mentioned you're going to. I mentioned you're going to school right now, right?
Yes, that is. And so I'm supposed to finish up in a couple weeks here and get my associates because the classes were pushed back due to this whole COVID. Um, Today I got a letter in the mail regarding my acceptance. I got into the bachelor's degree. You have to apply to this one because you have to have prerequisites, and if you don't have them, you will get denied. So I'm very happy to have been accepted into that. So I will continue the bachelor's starting this fall.
All right, and what's that bachelor's going to be in? What are you studying?
It's like microelectronics. So what I do is build circuit boards for various amount of technologies.
That's right. I remember you telling me that. That's awesome, man.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, Gator knows my hiatus. I was gone for like 3 weeks because I had finals.
Yep. Yes, he was. He
That
was.
funny.
He was. He had the books open and was having to do reports, and he was. And he wanted to come and play, and I said, "No, man, get the school done. Destiny's not going anywhere."
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for that support. Really drove me.
Yeah, man, definitely. Well, my son's about the same age, and he just graduated this year, and he's just got offered a job to a hospital. He's going to be working on heart computers. I don't know. It's way over my head, but it's a big step up for him, and he's not used to living on much every year, and yeah, so.
Nice. So, what is your gaming history, man?
Ooh, where do I begin? Let's think way back.
History, so probably at the beginning.
So for my life, 17 years. So I started at the age of 3, and from my dad, I already had a Super Nintendo and an N64 to start off with. So that's where I started my gaming.
N64.
We had another system, the Odyssey.
Really?
That was lying around for a little bit, and then it just broke because it was old. So I didn't get to play much of that, but mostly N64. I started on Super Mario 64, so I got to jump through the paintings, which was freaking awesome.
That's good, man. That's good. You went you went a little further back than I thought you would. I thought you were going to say like PS3.
No, my dad raised me right.
That's awesome, man. And is your dad into gaming, or is it just you?
Oh yeah. Well, when he was younger, he was into it. Now he doesn't have time because he's a working man. Occasionally, him and I will hop on the Nintendo. He got me that for Christmas a couple years ago, and our favorite game to co-op on the couch is Contra. That's our go-to.
Very nice, dude. That's a great game.
Yep. So every now and then he'll come home and be like, "Hey, want to play some Contra?" And I'm like, "You want the cheat code or you want to do it for real?" Be like, let me have a cheat code. And then, accidentally, he figured out how to start taking my lives when he ran out of them. So
That's awesome.
I only get like 1 life out of my 30.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I like your dad already, man.
That's what dads are for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, okay, so you did Nintendo 64, and did you go PlayStation route, or did you go Xbox route, or have you gone PC?
So I started with a PlayStation 2 I got from my uncle.
Okay.
Mother was not very thrive about shooting games, so I stuck to Spyro and like a racing game for a while.
Spyro's a great
And then
game.
it wasn't till I got to high school I got an Xbox One. So I went all those years with like a Wii. That's all I had. So Mario Kart, Sonic games, and all that. But occasionally I went to like a friend's house and would play like zombies.
That's
so-
cool. Yeah, that's cool.
A little now and then, but I have a whole variety of them. So
Now, you're one of our clan members that plays on all 3 platforms, right?
yes, sir.
Now, you're not on Stadia, but...
Nah, the main 3.
So you're going to study to be a micro engineer, huh? That's pretty cool.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Now, do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have an older sister who is 3 years older than me.
Okay.
She does like physical therapy related work.
Man, that's a tough racket to get into. At least here down in Florida is. Well, let me ask you this: How did you find us? How did you stumble upon this little Discord we call the Guardian Downcast?
All right, so we're talking end of August. Walking into work, open up Spotify, and I type in Destiny podcast, and yours was the first result, so I said play.
Hazel?
And there was only 2/3 episodes, because it was your episode 0 intro, your round table, and then war cry. And then it stopped playing, and I'm like, what's going on here? I'm like, they only have 3 episodes? Then the next week, you guys posted another one. I'm like, oh, this podcast is still live, because some podcasts start and they just end at the beginning. But you guys kept going, and I'm like, I'm loving this. So I just kept listening every day. I would go to work every week on the first reroll and listen to your guys' episode. And every Monday morning, I listen to your podcast. Gets me through the first chunk of my shift.
Very nice, man. Hazel, you paying your Spotify guy worked out, man. We were first on the list. That's awesome.
Hey, man, I try. You know, all those kickbacks from, Kingsley and Sin. You know,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
So H back then, but now it's Kingsley and Sin.
Right.
So, Jellis, how'd you find Destiny, man?
All right. 2014, I'm watching the TV. And they're on the moon with the Gallahorn, and you hear the famous, I'm like, in the kitchen, I'm like, what's that?
Wait a minute, hold on. Can you repeat that? I didn't hear that. What were they saying?
Say,
I'm just giving you a hard time, man. Go ahead.
It's the war call. So
Nice.
I ran over. I'm like, who's playing this? And then I just see the Gallahorn blow up the door. And I'm like, what is going on? All the thrall run out. And they just start slaying. Then the hunter's like, I can teach him how to say hello in my language. And they just, he did his blink. And then he blew the guy up. And I'm like, I need to get this game.
Yeah, you're hardcore.
Because I'm like, is this a new Halo? And then it just said Destiny. I'm like, ooh. But it's made by Bungie. So I got that. Then played it out. Then I died off. And then I got back into it around Taken King.
That's good, man. That's good. So you're year one, like well, me and Hazel were both. Hazel, I can't remember. Were you year one? You were in a Taken
I was
time.
beta.
That's what. Me too. Yeah. Okay. All right, Jeff.
Yeah, I was in the beta for one day.
Well, that's right. I remember. And Jellis, did you play the beta?
I did. I don't really remember it, though, because I think I played it for an hour.
Oh, man. I was going to ask you how many times you ran it, but if you only played an hour, you only ran it pretty much once or twice. That's cool. That's cool. I tell you what, give us one gaming memory from your past that had an impact on you. You know, that moment when you went, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to do this for a while. I love gaming.
Oh, got it. Super Nintendo. Not Mike Tyson's, but the Super Punch-Out, so the second one in the series.
Oh, yeah.
Playing as Little Mac. I could always get past the first guy, second guy, Bear Hugger, guy from Canada, the really big dude. Could never pass him until one day I did. And I was like, this is awesome, because the hard work you put in, and you finally pass them, and you're like, yes. The satisfaction of victory in a video game got me hooked.
Yeah, I can believe it, man.
Nice. That's pretty cool. Gonna kind of skip around a little bit here. So, do you have a motto or mantra?
I do. So, you don't stop being a kid when you grow up. You grow up when you stop being a kid.
That's a great motto. You know, Benjamin Franklin said something very similar to that. It's actually on my bio on my Facebook page. Fun fact. If you can't play games, I don't know, that's always driven me ever since when I was a kid, you know. It's never really changed. It's all about competition and the boss fights and all the good stuff, you know, as you were growing up that you grew to love to do. Let me ask you this. What's one thing about you that no one might know about? You know, talking about our gaming buddies here.
So, being nice to people, common courtesy.
Mm-hmm.
There's another reason why I do it. So, back in middle school, I was bullied quite a lot. And it got to the point where the kid picked me up, flipped me over, hanging by my ankles, and he dropped me on my head.
What?
Oh, shit.
How old were you when this happened?
We're like middle school.
Okay, yeah, that's where I got my fights.
It was terrible because I was always picked on for being like the smartest kid because no one likes a brainiac at that age. Mm-hmm. And then I was smaller than everybody else, so it's easy pickings. So I got dropped on my head, and none of my friends were around that day. So in the community, I'm always out there offering help to anybody. I'm like, because at one point last season I was high power level, and somebody else was just starting, so they were down at like 900, and they're like, hey, I'm like just starting the Shadowkey campaign, but I know you're over level, so you don't want help. I'm like, nonsense. I'm like, if you need help, I'm more than welcome to help you in anything. Like, I don't have any problems helping anybody who needs it, because I just like sitting down playing with people in a game that I enjoy.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
That's a great way to live, man.
So,
All
just
right,
helping people.
That's awesome. That's
'cause I
hard.
could.
all right. I gotta ask, dude, what's up with the gamer tag?
What's wrong? You jealous?
So I guess that's what it means.
Yes, he is.
So this is my second ever gamer tag.
What was
First one
Okay.
was JBeast79. When I was 12, I had another buddy, and we just like started a cult, if you will, of that. And then through high school, I started getting a different name. So first initial, last name is Jellis, but when I'm typing in the school username, it's Jellis. So
Very cool.
Nice.
rock that.
Why the 78 on J Beast?
It was just some random number that rolled off the tongue, because
Okay.
he was like JBeast 89. So I was like, I'll go JBeast 79.
Okay. I was just curious. I thought maybe that's when you were born. I'm like, there's no way you're 41 years old right now.
No, I am 20. I was born in 2000, but
Okay.
I was raised as a fifth with the 80s.
So your dad's an old soul. I love it.
74.
That's awesome, man. Good deal. Let's see. What else we got here, Hazel? Okay, let me ask you this. What is the last song you listened to today, not including what you put in our playlist?
Do you want an appropriate version or a clean version?
This is an explicit podcast.
Well, I mean, some songs are different. Oh, okay, so the song is called Bang Bang, and it's by Danger Danger.
Okay. I have not heard that group, but my son probably has, so.
Nope, this is during your time.
Danger, Danger? Have you heard of this, Hazel?
I don't believe so.
What is it? Is this rock?
Yeah, rock band. 87 is their origins.
Danger, Danger? How did I not know this? I mean, I'm a kid of the 80s. I'll have to look it up after the show.
Yeah, buddy.
Nice pick,
Yeah,
man.
their genres are technically like hard rock and glam metal.
Okay, I got you. Nice.
But yeah, they were late 80s.
You know, I was listening to our podcast today, and Uncle Scumdev's pick of Europe, it was Cherokee by Europe. I was listening to this song, and all I could think about was Uncle Scumdev. It's like, this guy has a soul, man. This guy has really good taste in music. And I'm just sitting there jamming to Europe in the shower. It was so cool, man. Oh, geez.
For sure.
Yeah. Now,
I'm looking up.
are you
Danger.
Googling it?
here. I'm
Okay, good.
Like, yeah. I'm like, are they?
Bushy hairdo, everything.
Are
Well,
they one of those like bands that in the '80s that would take something like and make it a double entendre kind of thing?
if it's glam rock, I'm thinking like Poison, right? It's probably like a Poison group. Poison was very glam rock back in the late 80s.
I'm thinking of like rock groups that were like how Warrant did Cherry Pie, where it was like kind of suggestive.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
That
okay.
kind of thing.
I could see that. I'm sure I've heard of it. I probably have even heard of the song, but
I mean, you want another group? The song before that was by Loverboy.
oh, working on the weekend?
Yep, and then loving every minute of it. I always play those two back to back.
Man, you're right up my alley, man. I love that music. Loverboy, I mean, that's like early 80s. Well, let me ask you this. Do you have any hobbies outside of gaming? Anything else you do?
Oh, yes.
Oh, what do you do?
So, one of my favorite hobbies got canceled because of COVID. I throw darts.
Oh, okay.
Nationals this year was supposed to be last weekend, but because of COVID, it got canceled. Nationals was going to take place in Nebraska this year.
Oh wow.
And I was looking really forward to it, and I was practicing so much, and then they got canceled, so I was very sad. So I picked up a new hobby.
Okay.
I play airsoft.
Airsoft guns, yeah.
Third hobby, Gator. It's also, no pun intended, up your alley. I also bowl.
You do?
Oh, hell.
Yes.
Are you righty or lefty?
Both.
Oh my God, another one? Arisen Phoenix
No,
throws it both.
no. No, just think, I'm a youngster, so what do the youngsters do?
You cradle the ball and use it. You don't
I
use
two-hand it.
You don't use a thumb.
Nope.
Yeah, I've got a buddy. It's in my in our men's league, which we are going to be starting up this fall.
I never had a strong enough wrist for the one hand, so I just went into two.
You can get a lot of revs though doing it that way. I mean, there's pros today that throw that way, and they're really good. You can get twice the revs doing it that way.
People were always neglecting it because it's weird, but I live 2 minutes away from bowling alley, so
That's awesome.
I went in there a lot and just practice. There was one time I missed a 10 pin, so the next 2 games I just shot at my 10 pins, and some guy walked over and he thought I was doing bad, and he challenged me to a roll off, and I said, "Are you sure?" He was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'll even let you throw first." I said, "Okay." So he turns around to talk to his buddies. I throw my first ball, and it's that perfect loud strike that you hear across the alley.
You can't mistake it.
He turns around and he's like, "Shit.
What did I just do?"
I threw the first 6 frames, and I'm like, "I told you I was just practicing my 10 pins."
That's awesome. So what average do you hold? Do you play in a
Before
league?
this stuff happened, I was not in a league because I worked at the desk.
Sure. Oh wow, man, that's awesome. You're a bowling rat.
Yes.
Oh man.
So when I was working at the bowling alley, I was getting 75 cents a game. I'm one of those crazy people that go in and I bowl like 13 games in a row.
You had to pay 75 cents per game?
Yep. So
Okay.
normally league bowlers is 2, but I was 75 for an employee, and I would take advantage of that and go like every Friday night after the league's end. I know what lanes are the buffer lanes for the oil, so I'd have my buddy go up there. I'm getting off work from my other job, and I'd say, "Hey, go grab these specific pair because that's the buffer lanes." So I get there at 9:30, leagues would end, and we get a fresh lane.
You get fresh oil. That's the best, man.
So then I would practice on a fresh oil every Friday night.
That's awesome. You gotta learn how to adjust though, as the oil
I
lays
do.
down.
Okay.
What average? What you didn't say? What average you hold?
Before this happened, because I'm out of shape for 3 months or so, I was at a 200.
That's very good, man.
Damn. Well, I'm going to sneak in and steal a question because
Sure.
Gator is hogging them all.
Sorry.
So
I'm interested.
that's a first. So I'm sure that we all watched the PS5 reveal.
Yes.
Or if not, we can fake it.
Yeah. No. Let's talk about it. I think it's a good time.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about it? What's 1 or 2 thoughts you guys had?
I like the spoilers they added onto it.
Hold on. I got 5 pages of notes. Hold on. Let me pull them up.
You know, the little fins they have off the front of it? Making it aerodynamic for the fan?
It looks sexy as hell. I love the look of it.
Design
hit it
flaw,
personally.
though, is going to be that the DVD player, how it's just hanging off the side,
Yep.
Like, if they would have moved it, like, if you're looking at the picture from the front, if they would have slid that slit up in the middle or the top section, it'd look a little better. Blends in, but it just sticks out.
I'm probably
Are we
gonna,
going to use that other than a Blu-ray player? Because I don't think anyone's buying discs anymore at this point.
I was just gonna say I was looking at it and they had a digital version. I guarantee it's gonna be at least $50 less.
Who knows? DVD players might be more expensive because it's less convenient.
Well, was there any games that you saw that you thought I'm definitely gonna play? I mean, I'll just say right off the
I'm
bat.
not going to use them. I'm not going to use that for games. I'm going to use that for like movies, which I'm already going to probably be streaming anyways.
So you're gonna buy the one with
what, though?
you're gonna buy the one with the Blu-ray? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not buying either of them. If I was, I would buy just the digital version, but I don't think I'm going to buy the next gens because I'm just going to stay on PC.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
And
Sorry.
since the Destiny expansions are cross-platform to the previous gens, there's no point in upgrading.
Yeah, you got a point. Hazel, you were trying to say something. I interrupted.
Yeah, so what I was gonna say is just that, I mean, I've actually started buying my games not digitally anymore.
Why?
Since well, since 30 and still gaming, basically. What if what if Sony decides to sell off their gaming division to Apple, and then Apple fucks it up, basically.
That's why
And
you have your
then
own hard drive.
Yeah, but you buy the license to the games. I mean, the problem is, Hazel, is when you put a disc in, all it does is load it into your hard drive. That's all it does. It's a boot up
well,
disc.
you
That's all it
do,
does.
Well, at this point, the
but the
discs are
thing is,
just
though,
jump
is you
starts.
don't own anything. Is my main issue.
But here's the thing, Hazel, and I talked with this to 30 for a while too. It doesn't matter if you own the physical game because you can't play it unless you're online. And as soon as those servers go pop and no one's playing it enough, they can't afford those servers. That game, you might as well throw that disc in the garbage. It's not going to be any good. Everything is online now. Everything is a service. Almost everything out there is a service game now.
But you're assuming I'm talking about Destiny, though, or a service game. I'm talking about like Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Well, okay. Single player games would be the exception, yes. But I think they still have to tap into, if you look on the back of the disc, you still have to have internet access to play the game, which means it's going to their server. Usually for leaderboards and things like that, but at least in the old
Bullshit, though.
in the
Nobody
olden days.
cares about leaderboards.
Yeah, I know, but that's how they get you, man, because they make you tie in to their network to play the game. I don't know. I haven't played many single player games in a long time, so I don't know how it is
the
now.
old saying
Well-
where time is worth more than money?
Sure.
Now there's a third step. So time is worth more than money, but data, depending on what kind of person you are, data is worth more than time. So people will do anything they can to get data on you, information, anything from what games you play to the groceries you buy. They will do anything they can to do that, so they're going to try and force discs out of commission.
That's the new currency now, is data. I mean, that's what really. I mean, that's why everyone wants to give you a Publix card where you can get an extra 10% off. Well, you can get an extra 10% off because they're going to get 50% of what you pay for your data to share to advertisers to target you. And I don't know how many times I pressed unsubscribe today on my emails, but it seems like it's like whack-a-mole. I hit one unsubscribe and another one pops right up from almost the
Right.
same company.
Like when you go into the stores like digital stores, like you go to the PlayStation store, you go to Steam, when you go to buy your game, what are you doing? You're either going to PayPal or your credit card information.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Well, let's I don't want to just brush over the PS5 reveal because I was in love.
Dang it. I failed.
My God, no, I'm not going to go too much in length, but my God, I wanted to play every game. It all looks so beautiful.
What?
And the games
Oh,
are
shit,
gorgeous,
man.
man. The games are gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna
Games look like launch games.
I'm telling you, man.
That's it. They
What
look
about
like
what
launch
about
games,
what about
man.
the new Spider-Man
Every
game?
launch game looks the same.
The new Spider-Man game, Miles
It
Morales.
looks the same like every other launch game. It looks the same like every other launch game.
Gran Turismo didn't look like
Come
a
on
launch
now.
game to
How
me.
many launch games? Yeah, it does, man. Everything looks like a launch game. Go back and look at the PS.
Now hold on. When you say launch
And that
game,
lineup-
what are you referring to when you say launch game?
Well, first of all, they were all, besides like Little Big Planet and that, they were all basically just cutscenes. That was it.
Yeah, you're seeing it as mostly CGI. It wasn't actually gameplay. I understand it. There wasn't
Exactly, completely.
the gameplay was blended so well you couldn't tell sometimes. But no, I get that. I mean,
But
I was
but the
watching.
gameplay they did show,
Uh huh.
like Little Big Planet.
Right.
That's the only, like, there was that, and there was like a couple others, and it was just
That's
like,
so long.
Yeah. Well, the Ratchet and
it
Clank.
just looked like, yeah, Ratchet and Clank too, yeah.
That looked.
But
They had gameplay. It looked really good.
it looked really good at 30 frames, right?
I don't think it was at 30.
Sorry. Yeah, it was all at 30. Wasn't it 1080, or no, 4K 30 frames, I think.
I don't think so, man. I think that was 64K.
Yeah, none of it was at 60 unless you watched it on YouTube after. But if you watched the reveal live, it was all at 30 frames.
I did. You know, I should have looked. I didn't look. I thought it was at 1080, 60 frames.
Nope, not at all, buddy.
I'll have to look at that again. All
You
right.
can, but yeah.
Well,
but yeah, no. I mean that's the thing though that kind of like shut me off to it all is, I mean, some people are just like in love with this reveal and everything, but there was nothing that really sold me.
well, I was just going to say
it was like, hey, I need to buy this.
they've been hinting to a new Battlefield game coming out soon, which I'm chomping at the bit for that. But I didn't hear anything about Battlefield. I didn't hear anything about Destiny. Didn't see any new graphics of Destiny. I didn't see any new Call of Duty previews. I'm guessing they said, there'll be other announcements later in the year. So I figure they're going to unroll those major games as we get closer to fall. I get, make the hype a little bit better. But did you notice how they still didn't give us a price or a pre-order? Letting us know where we can pre-order?
Yeah, no.
They don't want to fall behind. Like, there's in the past, PlayStation revealed theirs first, and then Microsoft was like, "Oh, we'll undersell you," and then they got screwed over.
Well, yeah, exactly. And then
trying to not do
did
that.
you see that on the? Yeah, and then on the morning of, Amazon had like 2 placeholders, I guess.
I
for
looked.
the
I didn't see
PS5.
him. I didn't see him. I looked.
Well, no, they took them down. They were only up for like an hour.
Okay.
But they took them down, and they were like $750 US.
There's no way it's $750. It'll be $499 with one controller and no disk drive. It'll be probably $549 with the disk drive. That's my guess anyway. They know that magic number. They won't go over it. You remember PS3 when it was $599? No one bought them.
Oh yeah, exactly.
No one bought them. They're like,
But yeah,
This is a big leap. This is probably the biggest leap in console generations I've been around. And I mean, I've been around since
well,
the
that's
first.
what I'm waiting for, to see that.
I've been around since the first PlayStation, and from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2, not much difference. PlayStation 2 to 3, a little bit of difference. PlayStation 3 to 4, hardly any difference. And now from 4 to 5 is supposed to be this big leap. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a big leap. This hardware is PC hardware. I mean, the specs I've read some of the specs on some of these. It's pretty impressive. It's the SSD.
Yeah.
That's what's really making it crazy is the load times. How fast
course,
fast the
But-
picture populates.
The thing that really got me excited for a minute, one of the reveals that they showed, was a game called Pragmata. I was like 99% sure it was a new Dead Space game on Earth,
That's right, you
That'd be
mentioned that.
fun.
but it wasn't.
Don't get your
So,
hopes up.
but at least we get Resident Evil 8 though. That's pretty tight.
That looked good. Project Athia. It looked good. It had a Horizon Zero feel. Stray is where I guess humans are dead in the future, and it's all robots, and you play as a cat. I guess your only cats are left or something. I don't know. There's another one called Returnal, which was a Groundhog's Day, but in a horror setting. Sackboy we talked
I
about.
will look into one.
Little Big Planet, the Sackboy game. That looked fun.
Yeah.
My kids
I
love
like
that game.
Groundhog Day
whatever.
stuff because
I mean-
it makes you feel badass.
Yeah. I don't know. There was
you
just
like
nothing that
superhero?
really hooked me though.
What about
There was nothing that really
what about
hooked me, though.
Destruction All Stars? I mean, that was I played a lot of Destruction Derby in the day with all the real physics damage and stuff on the
Dude,
game.
is it going to be enough to draw you away from Destiny?
No.
Okay, we
Thank
got
you.
your shot glass ready.
Thank you.
Damn, I just got shut down.
I
Thank you.
got my silver tequila ready to go.
There's only one game that took me away from Destiny, and that was Horizon Zero Dawn. And they are coming out with their next game called Forbidden West, and it looked really good. So, Godfall, I mean,
I'm just
it
worried
looks
that's going to be a DLC though.
Godfall looked
You know?
good. It may be, but I don't know. I don't know. I was impressed. I mean, I'm used to seeing the audience go crazy and clap and stuff, but I was really pissed. They really didn't have any first-person shooters, hardly at all, and I was a little disappointed. It was a lot of fan-based games. It was a lot of stuff where, it was a lot of the old memory games like Oddworld, like Abe's Odyssey, of a new version of that game. I used to play so much Oddworld with my kids when they were little. Same with Ratchet and Clank. Played a lot of that with them when they were little too. So I guess it's just
Yeah.
maybe the memories are flooding back, and I was feeling a little nostalgic, maybe. But I agree, man. I mean, nothing I saw that night is going to take me away from Destiny.
Oh,
It's sad to say.
what about Destiny 1?
Wait. What if they put all of Destiny 1 stuff in Destiny 2?
You mean like I told you they would?
Now, are we going to have to buy
that they're
that?
not going to do?
They're going to do it. They're going to do it. Did you
Are they gonna
notice?
make us buy
No,
it?
they aren't.
No, all right. Well, we're getting ahead of we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're getting ahead of ourselves. We will get to that talk, and I'll straighten you out. Don't worry. I'll straighten it all out.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Hang
please
in there.
clarify the bet that you made
I will.
4 weeks ago.
Hang in there, listeners. We'll get to that
Yeah.
part. Hang in. We'll get to that part soon. You know what I know we do
I'm
need?
sure Kingsley is waiting anxiously.
Kingsley's on my side. Anyway, I know Jellis is chomping at the bit to get this speed run done. So what do we say? Want to jump into that next?
Can I take perception check first?
Sure. All right.
Damn it, I rolled a 1. I didn't
All
see it coming.
We'll do it right after this.
Call the Praxic Order, call the Thanatonauts, the Jinsen Scribes, call everyone so they can witness you.
I gotta give it to you again.
I'll give you my Zelle. Don't worry about it. My bank takes Zelle now, so I'll send you
That's
my
fine.
I'll send you my email
Yeah,
so you
I'll,
can
like
send me
direct
that.
deposit while you that money.
Oh,
Bitcoin,
whoa, we're hot, guys. We're recording. Shh. Okay. So this segment
He's
is
not Kingsley.
this segment is called the Speed Run. This is where we have a database of over 125 randomly asked questions, and Jellis here is going to have 60 seconds to answer as many as he can. These are short 1 or 2 word answers, and we're going to keep track of how many questions are answered by each of our guests. And at the end of the year, the guest with the most answered will win a cool prize. Tonight, I'm going to ask the questions randomly from our list. Hazel is back, so he's our timekeeper and our QCE, our quality control expert. So in the event of a questionable answer, context-wise, Hazel's decision will be final. Sen and Kingsley Mack are still the co-leaders. Man, they've been co-leaders for a long time. At 26. So, Jellis, you ready to do this?
Ready.
All right.
Does that count as a question?
No.
Damn.
It won't start. Your clock won't start until you answer your first question. I'm not going to
But that
penalize.
was my first question.
No, I'm not going to penalize you for the time I have to ask the first question. We give you that benefit. So, all right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Warlock, Titan, or Hunter?
Warlock.
DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
Void, Solar, or Arc?
Solar.
Pineapple on pizza?
No.
What's the latest you've been up gaming?
12 a.m.
What's the name of your first Destiny podcast?
Guardian Downcast.
Do you like black licorice?
No.
What would be your superpower?
Flying.
Gold or silver?
Silver.
Where is your ideal vacation?
Tennessee.
PlayStation or Xbox?
Xbox.
Ikora, Cade, or Zavala?
Cade.
What is the one thing we would find in your gaming space?
Butterfingers.
Human, Awoken, or Exo?
Exo.
Dogs or cats?
Cats.
Favorite Destiny 2 subclass?
Voidwalker.
Drifter evil, yes or no?
No.
Horror movies, yes or no?
Yes.
Blue, green, or brown eyes?
Brown.
Garth Brooks or Led Zeppelin?
Zeppelin.
Thick or skinny fries?
Skinny.
What's your lucky number?
7.
Would you rather be famous or unknown?
Famous.
Name one possession you cannot live without.
Monsters.
Cars or trucks?
Cars.
Morning person? Oh my god.
Okay, I know those count. What was the last question?
Morning person or night owl was your 26th question. That we didn't
Oh,
quite
Hazel, come on.
we didn't
It's
quite
the delay.
we didn't quite get to it.
It's
Sorry.
the delay. Who's halfway in?
I don't think so, buddy. It's Hazel's call. So Hazel, what do we got?
Well, we have 25 right now.
Yeah. I got 25 as well.
So
Jellis,
I
you
mean-
were hot, man. You were on it.
I know
you
what
were
question.
hot. Voidwalker
that's-
tripped you up though.
There's
It
one
was the subclass. Like, what's your favorite
Yep,
subclass?
yep.
Like, that was like half a second I wasted. I'm like,
it,
damn, that
it took a full second. That's what the difference was.
You had it, man. If it
You
weren't
had
for
it.
that,
You had. I'm telling you, you have to nail it perfectly. Sin and Kingsley Mac were like computers, man. I couldn't believe it.
Like I said, it was
You-
half a second response.
Dude, you did really good. Don't be down on yourself because that was.
you did great, man.
Dude,
I was rooting for you. I was like,
I
oh,
was
shit,
too,
he's
man.
got it.
I was too. I wanted him to join the 26 club.
Like I said, he's halfway through the question. I'm blaming delay on that.
Hey, you know what though? Maybe you get a redo later. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hey, guys, just want to remind everybody that we have decided to keep our channel labeled Speedrun Question Ideas in our Discord permanently. So if you have an idea for a great speedrun question, add them in there. And I did want to announce we're going to have a drawing at the end of the year, end of December. And your top 5 that you put in that channel, we'll put in a drawing. And someone's going to walk away with a $25 gift card. Just our little way of saying thanks for listening and participating. So, again, the channel in our Discord is Speedrun Question Ideas. Remember, they have to be short 1 or 2 word answers, either yes or no, or 1 or 2 words. You get my gist. So, good luck, guys. All right.
I'll get my revenge.
You did good, man. Don't be down on yourself. It's really, I mean, Sin and Kingsley, they are the masters of that question. They got it down. So, all right, good deal. I think we're going to talk about our topic of the week next, right after this. All right, so our topic of the week, of course, I mean, what is it for every podcast this week? We want to first talk about the live event that happened this past weekend. Were you guys at the tower waiting for this?
Nope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
was about 1,000 feet in the air.
Were you? What do you mean? You were flying?
No, I was in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Oh,
I was walking across this sky bridge, and there were glass panes in it.
That's right. I meant to ask you. Did you Did you guys encounter any of that weather from the storm? What was his name?
No.
Okay. So you said your power went out.
Well, no. So my power went out
That's
here in Ohio this week. But over the weekend, I was in Tennessee, so I didn't have any issues. Tuesday, on release, neighbor was cutting a tree down, and he didn't do it properly and knocked out the power line.
Oh, that's how. I thought you got tangled up in that storm because I didn't remember where you lived. And I know
Wednesday was the storm.
I know that tropical storm was burning up the middle of the nation.
So then Wednesday, I lost power, and then I couldn't play Destiny. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Man.
Because somebody on Xbox was like 20 minutes out from getting on. I'm like, all right, just finish the update, and then boom, power went out.
Oh man, it's like that night I
and
lost.
There's nothing worse than everything in front of you go black, and then it's just silent.
It's like when we had our cell tower got hit. Our cellular and our internet, I guess, comes from that tower, and they both went down at the same time. And I was about to jump on and play too, so it was a real
I actually jumped though, because right after the power went out, the phone started ringing, and I jumped in my chair. I was like, "What?" I'm like, Scream's gonna come get me.
Well, sorry had happened, man. But you've been catching up, right? You've been catching up.
Yeah.
What's your season number?
Probably 4.
What? You've been playing all day today.
No, I got freaking tangled up in other stuff.
Oh, I just hit 30.
Had to return packages, had to go out, get some groceries, then I had to trim the bushes, cut the grass.
Oh, yeah, chores. I got you.
Life stuff, Gator.
Yeah, I do
I don't
that.
request off of work.
I do that stuff too. I
don't take off days just to play video games.
I did take
he
those
requests off from his wife.
That's what I do. Yeah.
And
and for the record, I am level 31 now, and Burning Wing, which has been a guest in our show from the past, says I can no longer use the word casual. So I guess I can't use the word casual anymore when it comes to Destiny.
I bet someone already completed it.
I think that's I'm sure. I think that's kind of the inside joke is that all I play is Destiny. So
Mr. 5 accounts.
Whenever I say casual, people chuckle a little bit. Anyway, we got a couple topics. I mean, buckle up, guys. We got a lot of we got a Destiny explosion of information this week, and our topic of the week is going to be multi-leveled. We're going to first talk about the live event that's happened this last weekend. Then we're going to talk about the actual reveal event, the Vidoc, and then we're going to reveal. Then we're going to talk about how we're liking the season. So let's start with the live event. Let's just go around the horn. Were you guys all sitting put on the tower when the live event was happening this last Saturday?
Nope.
Well, Jellis wasn't.
Well, you were on vacation, right, Jellis, in Tennessee?
Yeah, but as soon as I got back, I watched the video.
Yeah, that's the one thing. If you did miss it, I mean, it was over an hour long. It was crazy the amount of time. But you know what, though?
It was like 3 hours long.
No, it
Do you know
wasn't that
why?
long.
Bungie had a reason for that, though.
Well,
They were doing that to stretch out the time so the servers wouldn't get overwhelmed with all the logins.
I heard that. I heard someone say that. That could be. I think also that they were. This was the first time they were doing this event. I think they just
Yeah.
wanted to take it slow. I didn't think.
And
I mean,
people are hitting on them too hard. Like, this was a first live event.
can you imagine if they went too fast and as the
People miss it.
as the Almighty's in flames flying over the tower, all of a sudden it seizes up and it doesn't move anymore? Can you imagine how embarrassing that would be for Bungie if that happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's
I'm glad that they didn't start right at like 1 o'clock or whatever time it was supposed to.
right.
You know,
You know what?
because I was seriously I was like 7 minutes late.
Oh yeah, I got there right at the 1 o'clock mark, and I was there the whole hour and a half probably.
Did you
And
grab
what
your
was-
popcorn after 10 minutes?
Oh, I did, and what I did is it was, you know what it felt like? It felt like July 4th in Florida, where everyone would gather around like Lake Eola in Orlando, and everyone would just kind of talk and BS with each other while they're waiting for the fireworks to start up. You know, it's like right at dusk. You know, it's not quite dark enough. That's the atmosphere I felt, and I got to admit, Bungie, way to go! I really love that live event. It was something brand new, never seen before in Destiny, and what I did is I used one of the raid emojis where you sit on a callus throne. And I had 2 random people, didn't even know these people from Adam, came up next to me. I was up on the bar, like a little bit elevated. I got a picture of it. I'll post it in the, I think I did post it in the Discord. And they put down the "You shall not pass" emote.
Oh.
So they just stood there with 2 fiery staffs on each side of me in perfect unity. And
That's awesome.
it looked like I was callous and they were guarding me. It was so cool, man. I had to take a picture of it, and I even get some video of it.
That's freaking awesome.
But I had a lot of fun, man. That was a great feeling. You know, it was a Saturday. We're all, messing around the house, not really doing much. And then I heard about the live event coming, and I said, oh, okay. So I had a good feeling. I was really happy Bungie did it. Was it the perfect send-off for the season? It wasn't the greatest season. Let's just get to it. The Season of the Worthy was a little disappointing. I had all of these War Mine tokens that I think I had 7,000, and I know, Hazel, you had a lot more. And they just went poof. They just disappeared. There was no use for them after we got our guns and armor, which I got to admit were kind of lackluster as well. Another thing I wanted to mention too was I was talking with Chubby Wizard and Agent H and a lot of our friends in Discord, and we were all going back and forth. They were like in another tower, or watching it on stream with like Say No to Rage and all these other guys that were doing it. And it was pretty cool. We were all going back and forth, just talking about it, saying, oh, wait, we see some little red rays. We see some red dots in the sky. And everyone would take screen pics and send it into the Discord. I thought it was a lot of fun. Overall, I give it an A. Well, let me ask you, Jellis, what'd you think, man? I mean, you saw it on YouTube.
When it got to the point where the Almighty was like crashing and stuff over us, I had a song in my head by Journey. I was like, the wheel in the sky keeps on turning.
That is awesome. That's a great song.
And then it was cool how they had the Almighty crash behind us, and then they also had it affect the tower a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that damage. I was right there next to that damaged area, by the way, right behind Tess.
Because that first rock came out of the ship,
right,
and it flew right over on the left.
Right.
And I'm like, I wonder if that did anything. And then, the guy goes around and he shows that a chunk is missing next to Zavala. And I was like, man, almost got rid of a really bad guy. So close.
I know. I know a lot of people are probably wanting that rock to hit Tess Everest's little store and her fall out onto the city below. It was so close. I think where they located that damage, I think they were kind of tongue-in-cheeking it to the community that says they want to get rid of Tess.
Like, you thought.
Yeah, so close, but Tess is still here. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was cool. Oh.
I thought it was nice that Zavala started turning a leaf over because he's now is like, I trust Rasputin.
Right. Yeah, at first I thought it was going to hit the tower, and I was a little worried.
Right. It didn't seem enough damage was being done. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is still going to crash into us, and Zaval's going to be like, haha,
But
never trust a robot.
I'll never forget, though, I was looking straight up and watching the flaming almighty just soaring over the tower. And then I'm running to the other side of where the entry point is at the tower, where you could see it crash, and there's this like beam of light, the ground shaking. Mm-hmm. You get blinded. Oh, it was just a great event. So
that scene reminded me of Independence Day.
Yeah, kind of did.
Where like they finally shot it down, and then the ship lowers and flies over everybody, and then it crashes.
Well, good deal. Well, before we move on, Hazel, any last thoughts about the live event?
I thought it was okay. I mean, I think maybe it could have been a little bit quicker.
Well, I think everyone concedes that, I think.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, it was definitely fun. It was great to be there with everybody. I mean, I think Skull was in a lobby or in the tower with Fallout.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly. I was watching Fallout, and I see Skull Reaper, and I was like, hey, I know that guy. So, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I think it was really cool. It was great to see everybody get together.
It really was.
I'm hoping that they do more like this.
I think that was the key, is it brought everybody together. I mean, there was a lot of toxicity, let's face it, over this last season, and it kind of brought everyone together, you know. It wasn't a kumbaya moment, but, you know, like I said, it's like how everyone gets together before fireworks on the 4th in Florida. You know,
Now, if we would have had an event where we went on the Almighty, did some crap, then it would have been a kumbaya.
Yeah, I think so, but I think, like I said, we'll talk about it here in a minute, but I think they diverted a lot of their energies to the reveal event and to this next season, and we're going to get into it next. But let's move on to the reveal event itself, the Vidoc, so to speak. It was a pre-recorded,
so to speak.
Well, let's see. It was all pre-recorded. There was nothing live about it. There was a chat room on some of the places where they were streaming the pre-recorded video, Vidoc, in other words. And, you know, Hazel, you say it was live. I don't consider it a live stream unless the content creators or whoever is streaming it can actually engage with the chat. Otherwise, it's just a pre-recorded Vidoc.
Yeah.
I mean,
but Luke Smith did go on Dr. Lupo's Twitch.
Oh yeah,
and then talk about it from there.
Absolutely, and that was a live stream, but the actual event itself, which was the event had ended and it was over, then it moved over to Dr. Lupo, which basically just followed up. I don't really think it was over when he went to Dr. Lupo's page, because that was. That was a continuation of it. The same way, like, he had Datto on for the Shadowkeep reveal. Yeah. Yeah, but the only thing is you had to leave that channel to go to Dr. Lupo's channel to hear it. So I'd have to call that. Well, no, you didn't actually, because Bungie ended up hosting Dr. Lupo's page. They might have eventually, but I waited and waited and waited, and they lawyered. I did. I stood around going, okay. I heard something about Dr. Lupo's going to talk, but I'm still sitting at a blank screen. So finally, I just went to Dr. Lupo's channel, and he was already talking. I was like, well, gee whiz. I mean, I don't see where they went, where they hosted him. I think he already had a lot of people. He had like 20,000 people already in there. No, they did. They hosted, because I was on Bungie's page, and they went to it after Bungie went to thank you for watching. It went to Dr. Lupo's page then. Okay, so I guess this comes down to the wager me and Hazel had. I wagered that it was going to be a pre-recorded. Which wager? Well, let's start with the one where we talked about it being a Vidoc versus an actual live stream. Where Deej says hello and welcome to the live stream of Destiny. We never got to that part. All we got was it started out with a bunch of pre-recorded stuff about how they were going through the COVID experience. And I thought that was really touching. I like that, how, they showed the studio totally empty. Yeah. But I guess because I hounded and messed with everybody and pinged everybody in our Discord, we had a vote, and everyone voted that I was wrong. So I will be dismantling, purchasing 50,000 Glimmer of something, and I'll put it on video. And I'll post it in our Discord. And I got a little surprise though afterwards, so you'll have to see the video to see. Anyway, so I guess officially I lost the vet to Hazel. It was considered a live stream, however. A live stream. That was not a live stream, but okay. I'm going to let it go. So, hey, Jellis, what do you think? You think it was a live stream, or you think it was pre-recorded Vidoc?
In my terms, it was.
I think that's
No. Let the man speak.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm still here. Don't worry. I'll let you two bicker some other time. So.
No, this doesn't settle the bet. I'm just curious what your opinion was.
In my terms, I want to say it was a recording shown live.
Wow, Jellis. Really? Okay.
I'm not saying it was a live stream. It was just a past recording shown live because live theoretically is for the first time.
Okay. But it wasn't a live stream.
Right, it was a pre-recording shown live.
And now we've lost all our listeners because they're tired of hearing about this conversation.
They could just fast forward.
At least Gator is.
I just can't understand. It just boggles my mind. Well, let's talk about the reveal.
Let's just wait, listeners, because we're going to talk about the reveal, and then we're going to talk about something else afterwards.
Okay,
here's
good.
your tease.
Like this. Ahead 2 minutes.
Well, they did start with the little Vidoc about how, the studio was empty and how they were dealing with, living in Washington State, which is where Bungie's headquarters is. And it was kind of nice. It was a nice, touching moment. And then they proceeded to switch over to a total black screen for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, which was the amount of time that George Floyd was held down to the ground. It kind of set a serious tone right off the bat. I mean, everyone got quiet. Even the streamers, they were in mid-talk and would immediately just get quiet because they realized it was very symbolic. So, hey, kudos to Bungie for doing that. I mean,
I liked it how they involved what's going on in the world.
It refocused everyone's effort that it's not all about video games all the time, Yeah.
Exactly.
So then they went. Nice. So then they went to the pre-recorded interview with Mark Noseworthy and Luke Smith, the Vidoc, and they talked about the new expansion being revealed, Destiny 2 Beyond Light, which comes out September 22nd of this year. So pre-order now. I haven't pre-ordered yet, but I am going to. 30's hating me, man. He's like, don't ever pre-order a game. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. It's Destiny 2. I'm pre-ordering it.
It's only $74.35.
Yeah, you got now explain what you got so the listeners can understand.
All right, so what I got was the deluxe edition, so the highest tier that they're offering before the collectors, which is the bag, towels, pennant flags.
Right.
So you get the expansion plus the 4 seasons that come with that. And then if you get it right now, you get a new ghost shell, new exotic emblem, which is freeze tag, kind of cool.
Okay.
And then you get, I believe, an emblem with that.
See, that was my biggest fear, is that they were getting rid of the seasons, and I was like, please. I know they mentioned, they talked about Europa being our new destination for the new season coming up, Beyond Light, and this is in September, and this is the birthplace of the EXO. It's pretty cool. I've always wanted to know about this planet.
Yeah.
Moon, I guess you should say. They have a new active pyramid ship, and Aramis, I guess, wants revenge against the Traveler. I guess that's what the gist of this is. Aramis, I guess, is a Fallen, and I guess the Fallen, I'm not really big on the lore, but I guess the Fallen used to be as powerful or had the same energy as a Traveler, and I guess it was taken from...
They had the Traveler before. They had the stuff before we did.
Right, and
like
now
the
they're
light and everything.
Yeah, and now they don't.
The
they want it back.
chooses who wants to wield it.
Yeah, they want it back. So I guess there's.
Yeah, you're not good enough. Move on to the next one.
Yeah, so there's a revenge against the Traveler there from Aramis, and you'll get. I guess the Traveler showed up. That was pretty cool in the trailer, and I guess we're going to discover her and interact with her. Something about embracing the darkness, and that this was going to be the new. They had a new darkness subclass called Stasis, which is kind of weird. It was ice. It was kind of like an ice. I was thinking more like, I mean, if we talked about our Gentleman's Wager episode, I talked about decay. I thought decay would, like when the thorn hits you, you kind of damage and decay. I thought stasis would be more like that. What do you guys think so far? Any comments?
I had the joy of listening to this whole Vidoc. I couldn't watch it.
Well, that's right, because
But-
your power was out.
No, I was at work.
Oh, okay, not for
Remember this happened at 12 in the afternoon? I'm
Yes.
working, Mr. Oh, I'm going to take the day off.
Well,
So it did. I got shivers when I heard the stranger speak. I was like, is that the stranger?
yeah.
And then 5 minutes later, they were talking about her. I'm like, oh my God, they're bringing her back.
Then I'm like, Luke Smith, you deceived me. You said that the story was over with the stranger. And he explained that he made a boo-boo and all's good now, boo. So he cleared that up with talking with Mark Noseworthy.
Then we heard the relentless line, no pun intended, the line between dark and light is so thin, what side are you on, you know? I'm like, well, here we go again. And then we heard the fallen person speak of, I'm going to show them what true darkness is. I'm like, oh, I'm ready to fight now.
Well, a little tidbit of trivia here. Who said that line originally?
Which line?
The line between light and dark is so very thin.
Wasn't that the stranger? Because she's like, what side
Nope.
are you on? Are you gonna...
Nope. I'll give you a hint. It was in Destiny 2.
It was in Destiny 2. Hazel, your thoughts?
He doesn't know.
He does it? How does he not know this? Come on, he plays it more than me.
Did you
I
play?
think.
Did you play Forsaken?
Oh yeah, I know for sure. Like, oh, are you talking about?
Yeah, the guy who
Oh,
killed Kay.
Aldrin, right? Was it Aldrin?
Yeah,
Because
Prince-
we had him on the ground.
Prince
And he
Aldrin
pointed
said
the
that.
gun, and
Yeah.
he was like, "What side are you on?" And we shot him.
He says the line between darkness and light is so very thin. What side do you decide to be on? So as soon as I heard that in the trailer, my thoughts were, oh boy, we've heard that before.
Yeah.
And that was Prince Aldrin that said that right before we shot him. Or Petra shot him. Nobody really
Yeah,
knows.
you know, he was alive at one point, and
Mhm.
now he's not.
Right.
Stupid.
So we talked about the beginning of it, the interview between Mark Noseworthy and Luke Smith. We talked. They revealed a new Destiny 2 Beyond Light expansion, which is September 22nd. Europa being the birthplace of the XO, that was the new destination. And there is They did say there's gonna be crossplay between generations. In other words, PS4 to PS5
This year.
Yeah, and then next year, like I predicted, they will go full crossplay. May not happen this year. Remember I said it in
you
the
said,
No,
and
no.
I quote,
in the episode. I
year
said
4, they were going to have crossplay.
then I admitted later in the show that okay, I'll concede that crossplay may be coming soon, but maybe not 2021. If you listen further in the podcast, you'll see I said that. I got all
Say that
the
again?
I got all the files.
So does
But-
Haley.
No, I said that if crossplay doesn't come in the fall, that it will definitely be integrated by 2021. I did say that in the podcast. It's all on my file system up here in my head.
Yeah, that you recorded afterwards.
No, I didn't. No way. You would have noticed.
But no, you said, and I quote, that it was going to be, yeah. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, I think the bigger news though is that we're gonna have Destiny 2 for at least the next, 2 years or 3 years.
They're not going to drop the 2. Kingsley Mack has already made that
They're
appropriately
not dropping the
clear.
deuce.
And I think maybe even down the road they might eventually just drop the 2. I still think they're going to drop the 2. I still think they are. I still think they're just going to call it Destiny.
Fucking spit all over myself.
Destiny. I
Yeah,
mean, well,
online,
let's mention
that's a good name.
let's mention also in here while we're talking about that there is going to be another 4th subclass called Stasis. It's kind of an icy, like frozen. What do you guys think of that? It's not very evil. The frozen subclass. I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. I guess we'll find out in the fall.
I'm looking forward to being Elsa.
Oh God.
I have a nice theory.
Go ahead.
An ice theory or a nice theory?
There's an N. Okay, so think of it as, no pun again, Destiny, right? So the Traveler is all about the flow, making sure everything's good. The dark, I want to say, is going against the flow of how
Light.
things are supposed to turn out.
Okay.
So the stasis, you're slowing down time. You're preventing time from progressing, So what if this dark power is the reverse flow of how everything's supposed to turn out?
Would that? How does that equate to Frozen though, where it's people are freezing and
You're freezing them in time, preventing them from continuing out what they're supposed to be doing and letting time flow naturally. Whereas when you freeze them, you're disrupting the natural flow of how everything's supposed to turn out.
Good call, Jellis. We'll
So
find out.
What if the darkness is the reverse flow of destiny and people are taking control of that, and then you make your monarchs blah blah blah.
Gotcha. I don't know. What do you think, Hazel? That sounds pretty good.
I like that. That's a good concept.
We'll see if he's right come fall.
Maybe that's why they call it destiny. Who knows?
Well, but I did want to mention, like I said, they from PS4 to PS5, and from Xbox to Xbox Series X, I guess it's called. There will be intergenerational crossplay, but they will add full crossplay in the following year. So that's good to know. So I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get my hands on a PS5. Those things are going to sell out so fast. It just depends on the price, I guess. No one knows the price. But they did mention that also the next 2 full expansions in 2021, I'm assuming this is fall, is going to be the Witch Queen, which I'm guessing that's Savathun, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then 2022 Lightfall. And I heard the stranger's voice in Lightfall. So I wonder if Lightfall is where it all comes together and where we have to actually choose between Light and Dark Guardians, like I mentioned in the Gentleman's Wager episode. Light and Dark Guardians.
Yeah, I'm going to hold my breath for 3 years for that.
Thinking the Traveler's gonna take a dump.
You think so?
I mean, light fall.
Well, now Mark Noseworthy did say that these next 3 years were going to be the era of darkness. This is where we're all going to be dealing with the darkness. This happened before we became Guardians. The darkness came in, right? And that's when everything was great and shiny, and the human race had
the golden age.
The golden age done well, and then the darkness came in and things went back to nothing. So I guess this is our next
messing with the flow of destiny and stuff.
Yeah, so this is our darkness age, the next 3 years. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do. I'm intrigued. I really am. Any last thoughts on that?
Shocked that they were out in the open. Hey, we're gonna do stuff for the next couple of years.
Well,
I was like, cool, they got the next expansion. Then they showed the next one. I was like, what?
They got their together. They got their crap together, man. They've got a long-term vision. This is awesome. Well, the only thing we knew about their vision was that dry erase board, right? In the last year's Vidoc, they kind of had it stretched out year 1, year 2, year 3, and we were like trying to squint and read it, and they just flat out said, hey, they dropped the mic after that, man. Here's our next 3 expansions. Boom.
I don't know if I can wait.
Yeah.
Well, he did say there was going to be Luke Smith did say there's going to be some changes to the seasonal model, that transmog was coming, and that full transmog, I'm guessing. And also there's going to be revisions in the quest tab, in the quest key or whatever you want to call it. So that's good. I think it's a little complicated right now. I'll be glad to see any life improvement there. But here's where they dropped the bomb. 4K 60 frames per second on next gen consoles. That is impressive.
That's not a surprise though. That's what everybody expected.
I was thinking 2K at 60. That's 1440. And I never thought they could pull off 4K. I can't pull off 4K with my video card. I can, but my video card, my frames will deviate from 60 to even a VSync on. With a high-end computer, it's really hard to play 4K 60 frames on PC. You have to have a really top-of-the-line computer to pull that off. So the fact that they're saying that consoles are going to do 4K 60, now they didn't say what the FOV was, if there's going to be an FOV slider. If there's no FOV slider, then I can see how they're pulling that off. But if there's an FOV slider, like a lot of games have now, like Call of Duty's new game, then I'll be impressed. and I will be buying a PS5. Maybe even an Xbox Series X. I don't know yet. I'll have to see. But if there's going to be full crossplay in a year, I may hold off on the Xbox. Because right now my Xbox One X is just sitting here collecting dust. What do you guys think?
I could care less for 4K.
Have you ever seen 4K? I mean, if you stand still, I can do 4K 60. It is almost photorealistic. It is that much clearer on the screen.
Hey, Hazel, want to do me a favor? Put your hand in front of your face.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
Boom! You just beat 4K.
Don't scare him like that.
Later.
Don't make his head
I'll take
hurt.
patents, copyrights, and all that other good royalty stuff.
All right, fine. I'll leave it there. They did say they did mention there's going to be a new destination in each fall expansion, and they said the game was too large to maintain and patch. So each year they're going to be cycling out some of the old stuff. The Destiny convent, the Destiny content. That's what it's been nicknamed. The Destiny content vault will become a thing. This is where Destiny 1 content also will be in that vault, and they're going to be taking things out.
Like VOG, Vault of Glass.
Vault of Glass is coming back. All the strikes from the Cosmodrome, by the way, is coming back. All the strikes from the Cosmodrome, Sepix Prime strike. Yeah. There's another one, the guy with the sword. I can't remember that strike. It was a lot of fun too. The sword guy would come chase. It's like a mini Crota would come. Was it something of Crota? Damn.
Will of Crota?
Will of Crota. That strike's coming back.
That's not a strike.
Yeah, it is a strike on Cosmodrome. It was part of the when Screamo came.
He was a public event.
No. This was a different one. This was an actual strike on the Cosmodrome when the Screaming Lady came. What was her name?
Which bitch?
Omnigul.
It was during the Omnigul expansion. Yeah, it was a strike.
Sorry, my cousin, I call her witch bitch for that strike because when you're flying in, she just does her freaking scream. Hate it.
But no, the Will of Crota was a public event. He showed up every now and then whenever it was like...
No, Will of Crota is a strike. It came in the dark below.
Yeah, Will of Crota was, yes. Yeah, it was.
Maybe...
They did say Will of Crota. I remember that. I remember reading it somewhere. I can't remember where I'm seeing it now, but one thing they did say is they did show the new interface for next fall. Do you guys have a picture of it? I'm trying to pull it up.
Omnigul is the Will of Crota.
Yes.
That's the name of the strike.
The final objective is kill Omnigul.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she is the Will of Crota. Okay. I thought the Will of Crota was actually like that one knight that would show up at the public event on the Cosmodrome.
No, you're talking about Sarok, or I'm trying to remember his name.
Yeah, that asshat.
He was so hard to kill. So hard to kill. God, I hated that thing. But I'm trying to see. They showed the new interface. I'm trying to find it here. It was on their site. It's just killing me. I'm trying to find it here. Building a viable. This is it. Okay. Yeah, if you look
building
at
a viable future.
Yeah, if you look at this, it shows at the bottom here. This shows the new. There it is. The heading to the DCV. And this is yeah. So if you look, I don't see Mars. I don't see Mercury. Good riddance. I don't see.
Well, they give a list.
Yeah.
They give a list of what's not going to be there anymore.
Yeah. It says Io, Titan, Mercury, Mars, and Leviathan will be cycled out and no longer accessible. This includes all PvE activities, including the campaigns on those destinations. There's been a lot of back and forth about this. What do you guys think about that? You think that's? I mean, let's face it. Consoles are going to have 2 terabyte drives in these new consoles, at least a terabyte. I think we can deal with a 150 gig game. What do you guys think? I mean, you think this was a good move by them? I mean, I guess they're keeping Destiny 2. I've heard rumors that they're switching engines. I don't know for sure. I think that was another thing I mentioned in the Gentleman's Wager, was the fact that we might see a new engine come fall,
which isn't anywhere near like what they're saying or what they're probably going to be doing, at least for Destiny 2.
Yeah, so we don't. I mean, I've been hearing stuff all over the place about a possible new engine. Even Lono mentioned it today.
Switch to Unreal Engine, like Epic Games.
Right.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't see them changing the engine during Destiny 2. I mean, it seems like a lot of work that they'd have to put into it.
Well, if they're doing that vault, it might be the time to store all that in there. I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll
They'll
see
have
for
to
sure.
use servers now to hold our data, though.
I don't know.
Well, what do you guys think, though? Do you think that they're going to switch? I mean, okay, assuming that they do switch engines, do you think that they would switch, like, during a DLC kind of thing? Like, I mean, like the Witch Queen or Lightfall, something like that? I mean, Lightfall is going to be year 10 of Destiny.
Do you think they'll bring back all of D1 by then? Is that what you're asking?
No, not at all. It's not at all what I'm asking.
What are you asking?
What I'm saying is, like, would they? Do you really think that they're going to put all of their effort into a new engine for the next 3 years?
I say
time during the next 3 years. I don't think they are.
I say
I don't
yes.
think they can.
Well, I say yes because it's possible, because we're at the halfway mark. We're in year 5 now. We're going into year 6. So we're going past that halfway mark. It's very feasible. They could very well come out with a new engine that's easier to patch, maybe is easier to develop game. I mean, think about it. If they could develop gameplay a lot faster, I mean, that's a win-win for everybody. I don't know. We'll have to find out. I mean, we can.
I just think it's a lot of work.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean,
I'm not a developer.
I think it's way more work than it would be to just store stuff away in the content vault and call it a day.
Right.
You know.
Well, let's put a pin in that, and let's just move on to the season of arrivals. It started like 2 hours after the reveal event, or 1 hour after the real event. We've been jumping in this week, right? We all have, I'm assuming. What
Jellis eventually.
Yeah, Jellis eventually, once he got power back, which he did today. I think you were gaming all day today, weren't you? Trying to catch up?
Yes. Well, for the most of my day, at least.
Well, since you're very fresh to the season, what's your impressions? What do you think?
Somebody else's wager totally called it, because they're like, hey, now we're going to use our moats to bank, and that's what we're doing for the public events.
I had so many wagers. I'm trying to remember. Was that mine?
No, I heard it somewhere else, but
Okay. All right.
they're like, hey, now are we going to do Drifter now? Is it his turn for us to do shit? And now we do the moats.
Let's move on. Let's see.
Let me ponder that. Moving on.
Okay.
I don't need my credit just yet.
Oh, okay. I feel something. I feel setup coming. All right, Hazel. Well, what about you, man? What about what's your initial impressions? I mean, this is our first week. I mean, we're in day 5. What?
Yeah, no,
4, something like that.
So I've liked pretty much everything that they've done at the beginning of this season and the end of last season. My fear is that everybody knows that basically there was nothing to do last season, pretty much, between ranking up the I was going to say the obelisks, the bunkers, up until, the Almighty decided to make an appearance. So there was nothing to do between that time. My fear is that this season is going to be everything all in the beginning, and then nothing for a little bit.
And then that last 4 weeks of toxicity, right?
Exactly. Right before. I mean, I just don't know if they can keep up. I mean, it looks like they're going to try to keep up with it, because the interference piece that mission is going to be a weekly thing that you can do.
Right.
And there's going to be lore that comes out with that and everything. So I will be honest, though, and say that in the course of looking over this and like playing it and everything, it has made me really want to dive into the lore and start like just watching Bife and reading the books that I have on the lore and the websites that I have bookmarked and everything like that. But I don't know if I'll ever get around to it.
Well,
It makes me want to. That's a good thing.
Speaking of lore, did you see the lore post they put up on the 10th this week called False Idols?
Yeah, I did.
I
did
read.
read that.
Did you read it? What did you think of that? I guess not Zal. I guess was the other god on Mars,
The worm
right?
god.
The worm
Yeah.
god, and
Yeah,
what was
Zol.
Nocris.
I'm sorry, what was his name?
Zol.
Zol.
But what was the worm that Nocris?
Well, Nocris wasn't the worm god.
No.
Nocris was
Nocris was just the lower down, and
the wizard guy that we killed in the strike.
right. And if I was reading this, correct me if I'm wrong here, but he grabs what little bit of skin is left of Zal, and somehow cheats his way into the Ascendant realm, and then there in the Ascendant realm is Savathun, and Savathun says, "Hey, great job. You snuck in. You found a back door to get into the Ascendant realm. I'm not going to kill you. I'm actually going to help you. I'm going to give you power, but you got to help me first." And they kind of struck a deal, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it makes you're not sure, like, it kind of gives you the impression that she's kind of out for herself.
She is considered the trickster of the group. She's the conniver and the deceiver. If you read the lore, the Worm God lore in the first Destiny lore book, that's all they talk about is the how they got started from Akka. If you haven't read it, get that first Destiny lore book and dive in, because I actually think the first lore book was the best of the two.
Well, it's also on Bife. That's where I watched it.
Yeah.
Way back when, where he did like the history of Destiny and everything like that, and it starts off with like the worm gods
and Mylan Games too. He does the same stuff too. He reads lore like every night on stream or every once a week or something. That's something good to tune into if you want to catch up with the lore.
Yeah, but the thing is that for anybody who doesn't know about it, is that Savathun is Oryx's sister.
Yes.
And there's a third sister too out there too.
There is. We have Oryx, you have Savathun, and then you have
I don't know.
Arath. I can't think of it, but look in that first lore book. In fact, I might read it again I never knew they were going to go back to the Hive Gods. I never knew they were going this route. And now that I see that they're going this route, now I'm thinking I need to go back and read the lore again, because it's really interesting lore, guys. If you get into it, you'll really understand how Oryx even became, how they were little plankton that lived like a year and they were dead, and how they defied that and made a deal with Akka, the worm god, down in the depths.
Well, the thing is, though, that's after their father died. But but the thing is, though, is that it's interesting to me because maybe.
Hey, Daisy.
Yep.
Yep. Weekly appearance.
Yep.
I don't know how you can say that you didn't know that it was coming, because they've talked about Savathun forever and a day.
Well, it's not so much that I didn't know they were going this direction. And now that I see that it looks like they're going into the darkness and they're taking the path of Savathun, and everyone's always been talking, when's Savathun coming back? She's been lingering around, and when's she going to show her face? And I guess now she's showing her face. But we don't want to spoil what happens at the beginning of the season, but it does open up with a good storyline. So you definitely want to jump into that. Those people like Ben who likes just jumping into the fall, jump into the season.
Those stories, man. That start is pretty big there.
I was impressed. I was surprised. Like, oh, we're going for a ride. Very cool. I'll ride along and just listen.
Yeah, I was like, wow, they're going to shoot their shot early. Okay.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to do on this. Okay. I don't know if you finished your opinion of the Arrival, the season of Arrivals, but here's the things that I'm highlighting so far that I love. I love how we're in the dark on this season. There's no calendar. There's nothing saying, oh, here's what's coming down the pike. I hated when they did that, because I liked being surprised, like in Destiny 1. There'd be times you wouldn't hear anything, and all of a sudden something would appear, and you'd go like, oh, shit. Oh, yeah. Let's do it. Let's go. No calendar. We're in the dark. And they are just feeding us little bits and pieces of this season so far. And we're like, yeah. Give me more. What else is going to happen? Well, tune in next week and you'll find out what's going to happen. They have this thing called the Recaster. And I guess Drifter is the center of all this. And you get now these Umbral Engrams. Sometimes you can get them where they're to a specific like build of armor. But you get your Engrams that drop in the world as you kill stuff. They just drop on the ground, just like regular Engrams. And it happens a lot, by the way. Happens very frequently, more than I'm used to. And you still get the, what's the Engram that gives you highlight power? Just like a general
Prime.
Engram? Yeah, you still getting the Prime Engrams. They're still getting, those are dropping good too. But you have to bring these Engrams, these Umbral Engrams, to Drifter, and you have to cast them. You have to give it a focus on what you want to do. And
well, you don't have to focus it if you don't have that unlocked or anything.
yeah, well, you can just turn it in, and then just randomly see what happens. But you can.
Yeah, but at first, you don't have those unlocked.
No, I don't want to spoil too much, but
But no, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't have those unlocked. That's not really a spoiler. That's just like a good FYI.
Just
like,
play.
Don't be us and don't screw up and
right,
end up,
right, exactly. Just hold on to those Umbral Engrams until you finish the first thing that unlocks the Recaster and all of Drifter's wares. So there's 2 new currencies now. You have Altered Element, which you get from bounties that you can do weekly and daily. And I guess you get this drops from Crucible matches and stuff as well. I haven't seen any yet, and then the thing that everyone's talking about is this rare energy called Twisted Energy. And seems like right now you can only get it from each character doing the weekly storyline. Have you guys seen this appear any other way? This Twisted Energy?
Confused by that. I was like, what?
Well, the Twisted Energy, I did a little research. The Twisted Energy is what you use to rank up. Think of the Recaster as an obelisk, right? Don't you think?
Yeah.
Do you agree, Hazel? Very similar to obelisk.
Yeah,
as you unlock the levels, and you get a powerful Engram too when you unlock another level. Then it unlocks a bunch of mods at the bottom, and then it unlocks also, as you open up your season pass bar, which I haven't gotten to yet, it'll unlock a bunch more of these Umbral Engrams that you can focus to like certain things like rifles or armor with high mobility. It's perfect because you can start building your armor now and start putting builds together, and you can actually focus it on it. I love it. What do you think? I know you haven't gotten too much into it yet, Jellis, but what do you think, Hazel?
I mean, I like it. I mean, in a weird way, it feels like the obelisks, like the team that did the obelisks did this.
You can tell. And this was all probably done all in the same year, and it's already been down the pike. And Luke Smith and them can't change this. It's already been developed. So
right. But no, that's not what I mean, though, is that, I mean, because I think that there's a reason why we didn't have the Recaster and the ability to pick like our weapons and things like that before,
right,
and our drops. I mean, I think that it's like, I don't know. I'm guessing that quite frankly, it's probably like the team that does that did the Menagerie and
yeah, makes sense.
And that did basically the obelisks, and they did this. And then there's a second team, like the B team, that's that tries to do serviceable content.
Sure, and I'm sure they're running on a smaller group than the main group that's, really plowing ahead for the big fall expansion, because those are always really big. I hope it is.
Yeah. But I mean, I am liking it, though. I am liking, the Umbral Engrams. I don't really understand exactly how the hell the piece is working in regard to like what rank I'm getting and things like that in there. But I'm not complaining, I'll say that. It seems like everything I'm getting from the Umbral Engrams are higher light than what I am, so I'm just kind of like, all right, well, I'm gonna shut the fuck up about this. Take it.
Yeah, a little tip here. Always grab when you're bringing your Umbral Engram to the when you open up the Recaster, and you could focus it on those four or five different mods at the top, 4 different focuses or whatever you want to call them, foci, whatever. Always pick the armor one, because it's falling higher than what it states. It'll say 20. It'll say 1014. You'll decrypt it, and it'll be 1020. So keep that in mind. Always get now I will say this: their weapons this year are on point. They've got an auto. They've got a 360 auto rifle that I used. I actually released a video. I was using it playing the Crucible the other day. I just unlocked a new. I did get the arc, the sword that throws the arc. It looks like a sickle. It's really fun.
Yeah. The hook.
Yeah, and I don't know the name of it offhand, but there is one sword I just got tonight that I'm just jumping in my chair right now thinking about it. The Dark Drinker's back, guys. This sword is not called the Dark Drinker. It's not an exotic. You get it in your season pass at level 30. It is called the Fallen Guillotine. And man, this thing is badass. If you got the big bow that looks like a washboard or like a saw, this sword is like thick. And here's another thing about this sword. It doesn't, when you use the R2 or the heavy attack, it totally spins like the Dark Drinker did in Destiny 1. And when you want to clear ads out in a lost sector, this thing is the bomb. But here's the thing. It uses 1 ammo for that spin. For that power move, it uses 1 ammo. I don't know if it's a glitch. If it is a glitch, Bungie, we didn't say anything. Carry on. Eyes forward, Guardian. It is, god damn, it's so badass. Their weapons, I'm very impressed with their weapons, man.
Yeah. And also they added new perks too. I mean, Unrelenting, Killing Wind, and Sympathetic Arsenal or something like that.
And they were talking about Fallout was talking about a new one today for the swords. It was available in the rotator today from the recaster, and it gave swords increased damage for 5 seconds when you gain what is it called, energy light or light of energy,
charged with light. Yeah,
charged with light. Yeah, and I was just watching this video. Shout out to
Nasty Throwdown, right?
Shout out to Nasty Throwdown because he posted this video from Fallout, and I scour the videos usually on YouTube, and he found this one. It was a great video, highly recommended. He talks about the new mods and how easy it is to get charged with light. People get a little confused on how all these mods work, but I'm telling you, it's very impressive. I thought the balls that fell, the Warmind, orbs that fell last season were great. The Warmind cells. I'm loving these new perks, and this is going to be really great because Destiny 2 isn't going away. Guess what? We get to carry all these perks in the next season into the fall reveal. So it's going to be really good. That's all I got. Anybody else want to add anything?
Yeah.
I have one complaint. But
okay.
I'll let Jellis go.
Go ahead, Jellis.
So last night while I was playing, I noticed they added some details. So I have some Year 1 gear equipped, and it has the symbol from the Red Legion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
In the top corner instead of being blank.
Okay.
So they added that.
I noticed that on an exotic. Yep.
The guns also have more detail when you're looking at the picture.
Okay.
Slightly. So they're throwing in little aesthetics.
Okay. Cool.
I guess that's different.
Good. Well, you're just fresh. You're fresh in, man. Wait till you get in there. It really gets fun. I know it's week 1. We're all hyped up. We're all excited. We'll see, 2-3 shows from now how we think about things. But so far I'm liking what we see. I love that we're in the dark. I love that we don't have a damn calendar telling everybody what's going to happen this season. And I think
they dropped the calendar. I mean, they did.
They did? Where?
Yeah.
Like the calendar, like
Bungie?
what? Like calendar as in we're going to have Solstice of Heroes at this date, this week?
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah.
All right, I got to find this then. Where are you seeing this?
Well, Paul Tossi, he put it out last week, or no, not last week. I'm sorry. He put it out just a couple days ago.
I'm looking. I don't see anything.
I think
about
he
it.
put it out yesterday. I think.
All right, I'll look it up. I'll look it up and see. But
yeah, So they did release a calendar. It is very, very vague for the most part. It looks a little light.
Okay.
But I think that, being in the dark and how we feel that way is a good thing. The only thing, though, is that means that it gives Bungie less wiggle room. That's the problem, though. You know?
Yeah.
So, like, if it goes on for, like, 2 weeks and we don't have anything new or anything, we're going to start getting that itch of, okay, well, when's the next thing?
Yeah.
I found the calendar.
Do you see a calendar? I'm looking. I don't see one.
So go on the Bungie website, go to Seasons, Season of Arrivals, and if you scroll all the way down after Progression, where it says Play Destiny 2, it's right there, calendar, and it tells you June 9th, and then July 7th to September. This is happening, so...
Okay, I'm looking. I'm scrolling down to it right now.
I mean, it's a vague calendar.
Yeah, it looks very, very light.
What do you guys think about the new exotic grenade launcher they give you right off the bat called the Wither Horde?
I fucking hate it.
It is in Crucible like all over now. It's crazy. And by the way, if they shoot this at your feet, just jump. Just hover in the air and it goes away pretty quick. So.
Yeah, I despise it. It's everywhere.
I'm still looking.
But,
I'm scrolling down. Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Seasons under pass, new dungeon. Okay, it's very vague, isn't it? New dungeon, new public activity moments of triumph, good. I always look forward to that. Solstice of Heroes, excellent. New artifact. That's an exotic. Instantly unlock the seasonal armor set for each class. Yep, we got that. New season program. Yeah, it is very vague. But good for you, Bungie. Don't tell anybody nothing. Let us find out on our own. Oh, damn. Now there is a calendar. All right. I didn't scroll down far enough.
No, it's okay. Jellis and we're full of shit. Don't worry about it.
No, I'm just looking here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let it be known, constant listener, that I do more research than other people on the podcast.
I did a lot of prep for this show. Thank you very much.
I'm kidding.
I was probably more hung on the PS5 event, to be honest. Okay, so beginning June 9th, Contact event. Okay, we're doing that now on IO. July 7th through the 22nd, Moments of Triumph. I love it. Cannot wait. Begin June 9th, the Prophecy Dungeon. I'm working my way to get to that now. It's a new dungeon they released, by the way, day of the season. It is 1040.
Which they are going to be pulling back, by the way.
Yeah, I heard that. And it's 1040 light, so start powering up, guys. Let's see. Solstice of Heroes, excellent. That is August 11th. Okay. And more. And they just have and more. Okay. I don't know what that means, but good for you, Bungie. Keep it light. Keep it light. Okay, so I take it back. They did release a calendar, but it's very vague, and I love it. I love it. Bungie, just don't tell us everything. You don't need to tell us everything. Give us an idea of what's coming, and then just back off.
Give me the Iron Banner dates.
They didn't list that, did they?
I mean, at the top, it lists all the stuff. It says Iron Banner, but that's it.
Yeah, they just say Iron Banner's back. They don't tell you what weeks, though, right?
All right, no.
I'm thinking 2 weeks from now.
All right.
Let people get used to season.
Well,
yeah.
With that being said, I know we don't want to be here all night. Let's move on to this week at Bungie.
But don't we first have
what
a wager discussion to?
We talked about it. It's done, right?
There was multiple wagers.
Supposedly, it wasn't a streaming. It was a live streamed event. It was voted for.
Wasn't there another, like a gentleman's wager?
Yeah, we talked about that.
But wait. But did we talk about everything there though? I mean,
I had so many predictions. I'm trying to remember.
Oh, I know. I wrote them down.
Oh shit!
I wrote them down.
Oh shit! Okay. Well, what did I write down, sir? Enlighten me.
That when I had you basically like nailed you to a wall on something, or rather,
I had to list one thing, right?
Yeah, of the 5 that you listed for your first pick, was that when I nailed you to the wall about it, you said September D2 becomes Destiny Online.
Okay,
but the other 4 that you made were. Here we are, if I read this correctly.
This is going to make you look bad, by the way.
He's pulling out his files.
Yeah. Biggest reveal will be at E3, which isn't happening at all anymore. And then D1. No. Whoa, back up.
There is no E3. I said the biggest reveal yet. This will be a huge reveal. That's what I said. When Destiny always comes out with a reveal in June. I said when they
at E3, but yeah.
Well, I did. there is no E3, so I don't know how I said that. But if you
He
go
took it back.
if you go
a couple
back
episodes back.
if you go back, listeners, I said their reveal event, their big Vidoc, which I look forward to every June, is going to be huge. And man, was it ever! I was right.
Yeah, I'm backing him up on that one.
Yeah,
I'm that
okay.
one. listener.
Jealous, you're going to be the impartial juror here. So okay, so that's one versus.
So-
okay, I've lost one. I've gained one.
Okay, so we're 1-1 of your first pick, and the second part was D1 weapons and armor. That they're going to bring in all of it into D2.
They will eventually because of the new Destiny Vault.
No, they aren't going to.
They said they stated it. They said Destiny 1 will all be included in the vault, and they'll pull out different pieces from time to time. So I'm half right there. Yes, they're not going to bring it out all at once. And if you go back in that episode, I said, okay, they may not bring it out all at once, but they're going to start trickling in Destiny gear and weapons and even campaigns now I'm seeing here and strikes. So I'm half
They
right
have
on that
not
one.
mentioned armor or weapons,
Well,
unless you count exotics.
So,
which they've been doing that since the beginning of D2.
being that they're so vague on the vault, then we're going to have to abstain and hold on that one because until fall comes out with the new season, we don't really know for sure, do we?
That's a throwaway.
We're gonna have to give that a push, Hazel. So
Define throwaway.
we'll
There,
set it aside. Set it aside for later consideration.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Okay.
next.
Crossplay year 4.
It was off by just a few months.
Like 12 of them, but yeah, at least 12.
Okay,
New
2021.
engine. That was the
now
next piece.
we still don't know. We still don't know about the new engine. We won't know until. And you know, Bungie's going to release little nuggets between now and September, right? So it's too early. Too early.
A new engine.
Too early to tell, Hazel. Too early to tell. You're going to have to push that one off at a later date also.
I think
Okay.
they should save
All
the
right.
engine for when the last expansion comes out for the
No,
light ending one.
no, it's too late. The game's already over. It's the last year of the game.
Exactly. That's their transfer into like Destiny Online or something
No,
like that.
they have to take advantage
Like-
of the engine now, or it doesn't make any sense to spend that money.
Because
on
with
it.
the fall of light, the old era is ending. It's time for a new generation. So I think they can play it off that way. They'll spend the next 2 years building this engine, and when the last one drops, they'll announce the new engine and say,
I
"All right,
totally disagree.
time for new."
Totally disagree because I've heard
Of course
rumors.
you do because
I've-
you just
I'm telling you, Phil Spencer
Made a
has
wager.
something up his sleeve. He has been very coy about it, but he has mentioned partnering with Destiny. He's been dropping little hints here and there. I think they might use the Microsoft engine, the new Microsoft engine. I think they might.
I'm sticking to mine.
so
I'm holding
Episode
by
48.
I'm
quote.
holding by that prediction, and we won't know until fall. So you can't say I'm wrong if it hasn't happened
Okay.
yet.
okay. Well, that's fine. That's fine. So, all right. Well, let's just go to Phoenix's predictions real quick here. Dark
Okay.
Guardians will be introduced, so I'll give him some credit there.
No, wait a minute,
And
wait a
but-
minute. I said Dark and Light Guardians.
Well, okay, yeah, I'm sorry. That was your second pick. I'm sorry. I got lost amongst the 5 that you know before
Okay,
that.
I did say Light and Dark Guardians.
Yep. And then it's going to be the struggle of everything there. So it's going to be like this next year will be the struggle. So I'm like, all right, whatever, sure. All right, that has yet to be determined. So
So Phoenix
We'll go from there.
Phoenix was almost right there. Okay.
yep. Except his second part said that the ships won't show up until 2 years, which I don't know. That could possibly happen.
I mean, I'm looking at the ship right now in IO.
Depends on where they are though.
I'm telling you, I just saw a ship in IO like a few minutes ago when I played.
I'm aware, man. I saw that
Oh,
same
sorry.
ship. Probably.
Can I make an honorable mention?
Sorry, I was just mentioning it.
Yes.
So late August of last year or early September, you guys had the conversation about what kind of supers do you guys want to see, and Easy mentioned I want to see the dark.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was right. Yeah,
I think he wins.
shit. We just getting fact checked.
Well, there is that. Well, also, I mean, we have RNG Gator to fact check you as well.
Oh, he's always waiting in line.
Yeah, Archie Gator fact checks current, not past. So if he wants to go all the way back, like I said, late August, early September, that's when you guys discussed what kind of powers you want to see.
I could have sworn I mentioned Decay. All right.
No,
Yeah.
I mentioned Decay. I mentioned Decay back in
You guys
August.
tied in Decay with Dark.
Okay. So we
Yeah.
kind of said, oh, easy. That's probably a good idea. I
Yeah.
can't remember. It's so long ago.
But more importantly, though, the part that I really want to get to were my predictions.
Oh, here it comes.
So my predictions were let me go to the notes here. The pyramid ships will show up at the DLC, and we will get one dark subclass. I think that happens. I think I saw that in somewhere.
Yes, they did reveal that.
And then the second one was I can't.
They
read it.
revealed it. We didn't get it.
Well,
Is this?
it's coming.
Wait. I need to get my. I need to make sure this is in 30 frames. Or, yeah, there we go. 30 frames. So sorry, I've been looking at 60 frames too much. So no D3 for at least 3 years. Huh.
Well,
Wow.
Luke Smith pretty much said no D3 period. Okay, I'll give you that
wins.
one. I'll give you that one.
Oh, you're gonna give me that one?
Yeah, here, I'm going to hand it to you.
Okay.
Here, hold out your hand. I'm handing it to you. There you go.
Ah,
I'm going to give that one to you.
I appreciate that.
Go buy yourself something nice with that.
Okay.
Well, all right. What, did you have a third one, or was that it?
Oh no, I stuck to the rules of the bet, which were
Alright.
2 things, not like 8.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Good job.
All right.
Hold on.
He inserted something fun, I'm sure.
I'm going to go back and listen to this footage again. I've got to double check this. I got to fact check this. But you, so far from what I've heard, I got to say you're probably the closest of this so far. Good job.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Was that as sweet as you thought it'd be?
More.
All right. Let's talk about this week at Bungie. Let's find out what, hold on a sec. I got to get the Hennessy pouring here before we get into the TWAB. Cheers, guys. Whoops, sorry, hit my mic. May get a little loose from here on out, guys. May get a little loose.
Why is he pouring Hennessy for the TWAB?
It just
Pouring out a little liquor?
No, we just talked about all the wagers and stuff. I felt I needed a drink. So, sorry, listeners. It may get a little sloppy from here on out. Anyway, okay. Hazelnut, what do we got? What's on the TWAB this week?
All right. So on the TWAB, starts off with a couple of, dare I say, Vidocs.
Yeah.
Then, moving on from there, that's the big news, which I'm going to hold off on because it's been, I guess, well received-ish. But aside from that, is going to be new threads. So Bungie's store has some new stuff for people who beat the Prophecy dungeon there. And aside from that, that's pretty much it, besides the fact that skill-based matchmaking is really no more outside of, trials and, I want to say, what, Iron Banner?
No, trials, elimination, survival.
Elimination,
and the freelance glory playlist, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah. So nobody cares about skill-based matchmaking anyway.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Raises my hand.
What's
Not
your
right there.
What's your view on this, Jellis?
I love raping a team and then getting raped back. Oh wait, I'm not a god. That's right. There's other people.
Well, I was listening to Gru today, and he goes, "I love this new regular matchmaking." I says, "I've been getting my butt kicked all day. It's so much fun." I'm really worried about this. I'm worried about this because I swear to God, the streamers are all over this because they love just pub stomping on these. Now that there's no skill-based matchmaking, I understand because they're high-level skill, they're going to be waiting forever to find a match, especially on PC. But I know they were doing this to shorten the queue times and and they said it was responding to community feedback and improving connection quality, air quotes there. I'm not a fan. I like having really sweaty games where each team has the most fun I've had playing Crucible are the games where it comes down to the last 5 points and you've got a tug of war with the other team. There's nothing fun at all. And this happened to me going into a game with Lumi and all his buddies against all my friends. And finally we just go hide in a corner and just let the game end. It's just that bad. So there's nothing fun about pub stomping unless you're the pub stomper. And without skill-based matchmaking to separate the players that don't maybe play Crucible all the time, I'm really worried if this is going to have some backlash. I think initially people are going to say, okay, let's go. Let's play Crucible. They're going to get their butt kicked for like a week and a half. And then the same thing that's going to happen to Trials is going to happen to Crucible. Only all your sweaty players are going to be in there playing. That's my 2 cents.
What about those, last minute, you're behind by 10 points, and you somehow dig out of that hole, and you beat them 150 to 149?
That's called skill-based matchmaking game. And supposedly they're not doing this for Iron Banner. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard they're taking skill-based matchmaking away from Iron Banner too. But it of course, is going to be power-enabled, of course, which kind of equalizes the grinders. You know, people may not play Crucible, but they're high light level. That kind of evens the odds against maybe people who don't play anything but Crucible. I get that part, but I don't know, man. I would say I'm probably right there in the middle skill-wise, and I never had any problems getting into matches, and every match I had was a lot of fun. There were times, where I would be on a team, and I would have a bunch of new light players, in my lobby against a bunch of killers on the other side. It's not a perfect system, but I'm a little worried. I don't know.
So, I've got a question because, the streamers are all for this. But my question, though, is do you think that Bungie switched it up because maybe the player base is dwindling?
Well, it's a damn if you do, damn if you don't. You want to make the streamers happy. Because you want matches. You want them to connect the matches quickly and not go play. Like Cammy Cakes will play like a targeting game while he's waiting to get into a game. I totally get that, man. I really do. I understand you're in the top 0.5% of everyone who plays the game, and skill-based matchmaking sucks for you. I get that, and you probably play the same players almost every other game. But for the majority of the players that play Crucible, that fill these playlists, are not the top 0.5% of players. And being that is the case, it's just going to be like Trials. No one's going to want to play it except the people who play Trials every weekend and are the hardcore players. And that's why, I'm still going to play. I'm not, I'll jump in there. I'll have good games, and I'll have games where I get my butt whipped. And that's just the way it's going to be, I guess. But skill-based matchmaking had it where your win-loss rate was about 50% if it worked right. And now, I don't know how it's going to turn out. You know what? Let's come back to this in 2 weeks and see, kind of get a report card and see what we think.
Yeah. I like it, though. I've played some Crucible, and with the skill-based not the skill-based, but the connection-based matchmaking.
Right.
And I'm like, it's fine. I'm, winning and I'm losing, and I'm, I can't really tell a difference. Besides the fact that it's just,
It's like, from what I understand, Call of Duty is skill-based, right? Skill-based matchmaking?
Yeah, it is.
The
new season dropped, by the way.
Yeah, I heard about that. I saw someone was streaming the reveal. So, I don't know. Let's check back in a couple weeks and see who's right here. Anything else? Was that it?
That was it. Besides, they did a call out to a video for it was Old Town Road, and it was Destiny-fied. So
cool. Well, Good deal. Well, they did such an info dump this week with the reveal. I wasn't really expecting a ton of information in the TWAB. I think we talked about a majority of it before this. So I think that leaves us to Discord questions. What do you guys think? You want to jump into those?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, let's do it right after this. All right, boys and girls, it's that time of the week. It is our Discord and Twitter questions. This is where our community sends us questions to answer about the game or about life or whatever they want to ask. And we try to answer best we can. And let's start with, you know what, Jellis? You're our guest of honor tonight. Why don't you pick the first question?
All right. Let's see. Let's go back to an old one, because start with the ones that haven't been read off before,
Sure.
This one's from April 7th, from a guy named Jellis. I like the name. Says, early question for Hazel. So you might need to prepare. Since you're watching Pokemon with your Pikachu, can you memorize the Poké Rap and recite it on the show?
All right, exclusive, guys. We got an exclusive right here.
All right. Here we go, guys. Ready? And...
Oh, we lost Hazel. Lost connection. What happened?
I don't know. What happened?
We lost connection. Damn. Are you back?
That's weird.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's okay. We'll fix it in post. Go right ahead.
I bet you will fix it in post.
All right. We'll give him Jellis will give him a couple more weeks. Maybe he'll figure it out. We'll see. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not going to do it. I don't know the Poké Rap.
Well, there are only, like 150 Pokemon to name during this. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. I feel a little bad now. Sorry to put you on the spot. I mean, Jellis, why would you put him on the spot like that? Jeez.
Jeez.
All right.
Dick.
It's been 2 months.
Here's, you know what? Let's go to something more current. This is from June 6th. Question for the show. This is from Jellis. I know it may be rude and an invasion of privacy, but have you ever looked, I'm thinking that's into someone's car while
Yes.
getting into your own and saw a lot of trash in their car? Yeah, I do it all the time. It's called my daughter's car. I get into move it. I'm like, what died in here? What the hell? She doesn't listen. She doesn't listen to the podcast, so don't worry. She won't hear this. What about you guys?
I'm dying. Was not expecting that.
What since Jellis asked it, what's your question? I'm sorry, what is your answer to this question, Hazel?
So, yeah, I do. I'm a really, really terrible person. And I was looking at, I know that she doesn't listen to this at all. And I was, in my wife's car. And I ended up cleaning it because I had to drive it for a few days because it was just such a mess. I'm like, yeah, no, this isn't going to work. So, yeah. I'm that type of person.
My wife is bad. She's a teacher and she has books like all the time in the back of her little hatchback. It just drives me crazy. I'm like, why do you lug this around? You know you're burning gas to lug all these books around. Your car is not a library. Okay. Hazel, you go next.
Uncle Scumdeath, what games do you have on your mobile phones?
I have a game. It's like a tower defense. It's called Balloons Tower Defense. So you just set up towers and pop balloons so they come on the screen, and then you earn cash. Put that cash into upgrading the towers more powerful. Just pass the time.
I used to, but now I only have just like 2 games on mine. Solitaire and Chess Free. So, question for the show. Number 1 this is from Moist Jorts Bot 7. Of 4 planets being Sunset, Io, Titan, Mars, Mercury, which do you enjoy most and least? For me, I enjoy Mars and probably least enjoy Mercury, but past Mercury is pretty cool.
You want to answer the first part first, and then we'll go to the second part?
Exactly.
Okay.
So for me, I enjoy most Titan. I'm going to miss the hell out of that place. Just because it had so much opportunity to be so badass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What would be your least?
Probably Mercury, just because it was just a fucking shit show.
Yeah. Jellis, what about you? What's your best and least
I
planet?
enjoy IO.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, fighting all the Taken is my favorite thing to do in D1.
What would be your least favorite?
Probably Mercury as well. I mean, you have the Infinite Forest, but other than that, you can't even bring your Sparrow out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, now you can.
Indeed.
Now you can, but they just patched that. But shit. Of the 4 planets, I would say Titan is my favorite because I like anything that has to do with humanity and the Golden Age. So that bring I get a lot of feels for those destinations. I would say my least favorite is probably Mercury because I didn't have any attachment to Mercury, and that was such a terrible season when they brought Mercury in. I have such a bad taste in my mouth when it comes to that planet. So yeah, those are my answers.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing about, Titan that I enjoyed was just the untold lore, basically.
Yeah.
So, there was the, what was it? Like the demon or whatever it is
The
in
daemon.
the ocean that you can see.
Oh yeah, right.
But, nothing. They had so much opportunity for like a raid or something there. All right, so part 2 of that question is, and if these planets ever come back from the DCV, what changes would you like to see with them? For me, a raid and or a dungeon would be nice.
And you were talking about just these 4 planets, right?
Correct.
Okay. What do you think, Jellis?
That's a tough one. Probably a raid. On Titan would be really cool. Maybe go underwater or something like that. You know, maybe got to repair one of the turbines, and because there's gunk from the hive.
Nice. Yeah, like that mission.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is an easy answer for me. It's obviously Titan. And when you played the stories in Titan, you went into the big dome with all the malls and shopping malls and stuff that were there. Why? They could have done so much with that area. And that's why I was so surprised when they said they were taking Titan away. That seemed like a new destination or a new area they could really... You could have a full raid in that place. It's so big. That would be my answer for sure. And even if you didn't have the dome, a lot of these lost sectors that like sink into the water under like subfloors of the floating areas, you could do so much with that too. You could have a really good... Remember Wrath? You could have a Wrath type raid, like in a really tight room, down deep into the subfloors of that Titan. It'd be so much. It'd be so much better than what there's now.
Gunslinger once said.
Yeah, just
The world has moved on.
I would argue that, some raids are bigger than Titan.
yeah. So like I said, it was so much. I could have sworn they were going to expand that planet because they had so many areas outside of the general patrol area that they could do so much with. But I guess you could say that for any of the worlds. But it just seemed like it was already set in place with the big living dome area. That just intrigued me when I played the initial campaign when Destiny 2 came out.
And maybe that's a good thing that they are taking it back, and to putting it in the vault, so that way they can go ahead and tinker with it and that kind of thing.
That is true. Was that Moistwing that put that one in?
Yep.
Good question, man. That was a great question. Well, I'm gonna
moist short bots.
Okay, I can't keep up. I'll just call him Burning Wing. Moving on to another 2-part question here. This was a good one from Truth Lives. Question for the show. Number 1, with the Darkness subclass on the way, do you think they will expand on that and add more to those scents? I think he meant, and add more to that since the one they were bringing, Stasis, which is the opposite of Solar. Did you guys understand that? What do you think, Jellis? Or Hazel, whoever. It says with a Darkness subclass on the way, do you think they will expand on that and add more to those, since the one they are bringing stasis, which is
Like
the
you're
opposite.
saying, are they going to add more detail other than the fact that it's the opposite of solar?
Oh, I see. Well, you stated it earlier. That was a great idea, Jealous. Maybe
Yeah, like,
maybe
that's it's going to go against the flow, the natural flow of Destiny, so
maybe
that way,
you're freezing time or you're slowing down time. Maybe it
yeah,
isn't.
you're altering the natural progression.
Maybe it isn't ice. Maybe it's, like it said, a stasis. Maybe it's you're
And because it's
frozen.
dark, it's corrupt, so it's going to have that spiky looking
Sure.
texture.
Yeah. What do you think, Hazel?
That's interesting. I mean, that's an interesting thought. So maybe decay is the anti-sentinel. Ice would be, the anti-solar, and then electric would be, what the hell's the opposite of electric? Ground?
I mean, Pokemon
guess.
Ground Lake is not that powerful against electric and vice versa.
Well, yeah, I'm aware of that, whether I wanted to be or not. But, yeah, I mean, that's kind of a cool concept, though.
Yeah, I thought it was. He had his second question was, what do you want from the Darkness subclass coming in September? I think he also mentioned something. I think Lono came up with this theory about how maybe one of, we're going back to the trailer on Europa, where the Stranger, the Drifter, and Eris all meet together. And what he was proposing is, what if Eris this season, first major expansion, teaches you one subclass path, and then what if Drifter came in on the next year and taught you another subclass path, and then finally the Stranger teaches you a third, and that way you're building up that subclass over the years. What do you guys think of that?
Yeah. I mean, I see them as three different idols. So, Eris is the warlock, Stranger's the hunter, and then Drifter, he doesn't look as much, but he's like a titan.
Loosely, maybe.
Right. It's just very loose.
He's kind of shady. I'd call him the hunter. I think that, Savathun's going to teach us a dark one.
You think so?
Yeah. I think Sabathun's going to have a part in it, because she's like, I'm going to show them the true meaning of darkness. So what if we, ally with her because we're starting to be persuaded by the darkness from the ships?
We just blew Gator's mind right there.
I don't know. I'm following.
I had to wind his brain back up.
No, my daughter's texting me at the same time we're talking. Sorry.
You're good.
Hey, at least I'm not playing a video game right now.
Who would do that?
I don't know.
Trying to bring out my notes?
I don't know. I really have no clue what we're gonna want from this subclass coming in September. I have no clue. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, I just hope that it's not that. I hope it's not one subclass every year, because that's not enough.
Sure.
Sorry to be that way, but
you know what, your wife, Mrs. Hazelnut, came into the Discord tonight. Welcome.
oh, I'm aware. Yeah.
And she put a couple questions here. Why don't we save one for next week, and we'll state one tonight. The one that she put in that I liked was, what is the best Wi-Fi name you've ever seen? When you're scanning for Wi-Fi and they pop up on your phone.
I know mine.
I know mine. I mean, what do you think, Jellis?
I need to think about that, so you guys can go ahead.
Go ahead, Hazel.
So this is a neighbor of ours right now, and it's Abraham Linksys.
Oh, that's great. That is great. The best one I saw was the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS. Like there was a van nearby. They were spying on somebody or something. I don't know. I thought that was clever. There's been a bunch like government names people list that freak people out when they pop up on their phone. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have any great ones. That was one.
That's pretty funny though.
This one's like a two-way meaning. It's called the land before time.
Nice.
That's good. I like that one. That's a callback. Hazel, let me pick a couple more here.
All right. I loved this one. Uncle Scumdeath. This may be a stupid question, but did you have Brute aftershave in America in the 80s? It bloody stinks, but I bought my dad some the other day because they were selling it. Ha 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 ha. We also had High Karate, which also stunk.
I remember that one too.
That'd be a
I remember
guess.
Brute. I remember Brute. I thought that shit smelled awesome.
Thank you. I thought Brute. I got Brute for Christmas one year when I was like in my early teens. I loved the smell of Brute. I loved it. It was so awesome. It was my first cologne, you know, but I still think it smells good. My dad wore it all the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Did you answer, Jellis?
No. So, obviously, yeah, we had it in the 80s, and I still have it today.
You still wear it?
Yeah, so my dad and I call it smell good. So whenever we go leave the house on a date or something, and be like, "Hey, did you hit that smell good?"
Nice. I told you,
Yep.
I told you Uncle Scumdest is on an 80s kick this week.
That I know.
He's got so many good questions.
But my dad tricked me because the first time he showed me shaving, he's like, "Hey, this stuff's like really nice," and then slap it on there, and I'm just like, "Ah."
You're right. It's good. Yeah, it burned a little bit. Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's save the rest to next week. We've been talking at length about the new Destiny reveal and stuff, and I think we're getting kind of long on the show. And I want to be able to spend time on our next segment, which is where we pick our questions for a Spotify playlist. It's just a little mix of what all of us like to listen to. And I got to tell you, man, I've been listening to the Spotify playlist every time I get in the shower now. And I just put it on random, and a random song will pop up. And I just got Ben Malone's last night, actually this afternoon. It was called The Yard. It was really good, though. He's really into punk songs, as the last episode probably talked about. But yeah, it was really good. So let me start with Jellis. Jellis, what was your first pick tonight for our Spotify playlist?
So my first pick is Monster by Skillet. This one's more of an upbeat song, so if you're working out or need a quick boost in energy, this one's pretty quick on the beat.
Cool.
You know, always great. The second pick is a complete 180. This one is for you slow dancers out there, so grab your gals and grab them waist, because you're going to enjoy the next few minutes. This song is Earth Angel by the Penguins, released in 1954 on the
Earth
album.
Angel. Wow. I haven't heard that song in a while. Nice. Nice pick, man. You and Skull, you have very eclectic taste. I like it. Man.
My dad raised me right.
He did. So did Skull's dad. I love it, man. I love it when my son doesn't listen to anything old. He's always listening to new stuff that I don't even understand. It's like this weird rap. I can't even get. I mean, I like rap. I like R&B, but I don't know what he listens to. Anyway, Hazel, what do you got, man? Jeez, I'm losing it, man. I'm fading.
Stay with us.
The Hennessy's kicking in, man.
Okay, and let it be known, Gator's a quiet drunk. Okay, so my first song was actually from the Destiny reveal. It's Lust and Giants, a song by Kings and Creatures, Afe. And it was like a song that just kind of struck me, and I'm like, oh wow, I really like this. This is kind of nice. And so yeah, I was like, hey, I'll add that shit to the playlist.
Good deal, man. You know, you didn't list another song. What's up with that?
I didn't, because
Oh shit.
I got a message from one of our beloved community members.
I can't wait to hear who.
And it says this. It says, please, in all caps, add the blank song this week. After the stream, I know Gator will mention it a couple hundred times. So, Drafty, in honor of you,
Oh Lord.
I'm adding a song recorded on March 6th, 1958 in Nashville, Tennessee by a little known band named the Everly Brothers that says, all I have to do is dream.
Thank you for that, Drafty. Appreciate that context. Hey, you know what? I'll just say this. I'm going to be the optimist. The optimist always in this group of hooligans, because I am always dreaming that Destiny can do more than they do, and I'm always hoping that they always do more than they do. But yeah, nice touch. All right, you got me. I was trying to figure out who the hell is texting you. Shit. All right. Well, okay. My first pick, I picked an oldie and a new song this week. I think I'm gonna start doing that from now on. I want to kind of let people know what music I listened to when I was young, and then also some new stuff. So I'm gonna start with the new stuff. This rock group was formed in my home state of Florida, in Jacksonville, in 2001. They have 6 studio albums under their belt, and this song is a brand new single from their future 2020 album. They haven't even listed yet. The song is called Atlas Falls, and it's from the group Shinedown. It's a really great song. I was just popping through iTunes last night, and it came up, and sure enough, Spotify had it, so that was my first pick. For my second pick, and Uncle Scumdust's going to love this one, I went old school, brother. This group was one of my favorite rock groups from my teenage years, in high school mainly. I saw these guys in concert, actually, back in 1986, and they're super iconic. This group formed in Pasadena, California in 1972, and no one can mistake the guitar solos performed by this musician. They were also inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2007. It's Van Halen from their 1982 album, Diver Down. And the song, which is my favorite from them in this one, is a remake called Dancing in the Street. Really good guitars. Every time I think of Van Halen, this song pops in my head. Such a great song. And this is, I've listed 2 Van Halen songs in our playlist. One is what I call Van Hagar, and this one's the original Van Halen. So, all the original artists. It's really good. And by the way, if you guys are interested in listening to our little playlist, we invite you. I will put the in our show notes and in our Discord. We have links to our playlist on Spotify and our links on iTunes. So just look for Guardian Downcast playlist on either of those places, and you should find us. Hey guys, I think we got this. I think we're done. Just a little housekeeping before we go. Just a quick reminder that we do now have a Destiny 2 clan, and Hazel and I invite all of you to be a part of it. I love getting together with friends and raiding and playing Crucible, which seems to be the latest thing we're doing. I played with Warcry, Warcry, Jellis, Larry, Larman, Kentucky. Hazel was busy. I think he was in trouble with his wife. I think. I'm
We had
guessing.
a new one last night too.
Yeah, and we had a new member
Aviator.
called Aviator Weldon, right? Aviator Weldon?
Yeah.
I like him.
He's my almighty brother. We got our almighty. I threw it out on Reddit. I was looking for somebody to help me with the almighty title, and he's like, "Hey, do you still need this?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we just got to talking and stuff like that, and then he ended up joining the Discord, and he was like, "Hey, can I get a clan invite too?" And I was like, "Sure."
He's a chill guy, man. I like him. I might have scared him off as I was my salty self in Crucible last night. So sorry, Hazel.
It's okay.
We obviously will have a link in our show notes if you do want to send a request to join the clan. And our call sign is DOWN, and look for Guardian Downcast. Thanks a lot, guys. Hey, if you do like what you listened to tonight, please share it. That's one thing I never do enough of. When I hear a really good show or podcast, I forget to hit that share button. So share it with one person you think might like it, especially if they're a Destiny fan. So, Mr. Jellis, let me ask you, sir, where can everybody find you today?
People can find me right here in the community Discord if you want to. Jealous, you can message me, you can @ me, and I will respond to you within a half hour for sure. Always down to game. Twitch is the twitch.tv/jealous. I'm going to start streaming a lot more actually now that I have power. So, right.
Right. And how do you spell Jealous so people know?
All right. J and then Ellis Island, ELLIS.
So J and Ellis.
One word.
Gotcha. Nice. Anything else?
Xbox is Jealous 437, and then same thing on PS4, because Jealous was taken. So.
Nice.
The 43 and 7 are my soccer numbers throughout my years.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. I tell you, I've gamed with this young gentleman here. He is a lot of fun. He always has a positive attitude when we're gaming. Yeah, Jellis is the most kind, positive player I've been around in a long time. Sorry, Warcry. But we always have a lot of fun, and we strike up a conversation and talk about all kinds of things. So, yeah, check him out. And, yeah, like I said, he is streaming on Twitch, Jellis Gaming. So good. Thank you for coming on tonight, Jellis. Had a good time, man.
Thanks for having me. Had a blast.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Hazel.
Hazel NT. Anywhere and everywhere. You know.
Good deal. Well, you can find me on Twitter at Todd the Gator. Remember, that's GATR. You can also find me on YouTube, Steam, and PS4. GATR. Underscores in between. Gator space GDC on Xbox. I'll be honest, I'm not on Xbox a whole lot, but I do have it out there in case I do jump on. Someone needs a raid or something, I'll jump on and help. You can also find our show here on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Podbean, Stitcher. Anywhere you get your podcast, we should be right there. Just like when Jellis search for us on Spotify. You can also email us at guardiandowncast@gmail.com, and we're on Twitter at Guardian_D_cast for show questions or whatever you want to talk to us about. You know what? If you want to find out all the deets on us, just visit guardiandowncast.com, and we'll even have a player there where you can see all of our podcasts. We have a bunch of great gamers in our Discord as well. Just search for Guardian Downcast, and I will also post a link in our show notes as well if you decide you want to join and talk to some really chill guys and gals. So everybody continue to be safe out there. I know the COVID is spiking a little bit because of all the things that have been going on in our nation. Everyone take care of each other.
Guardians are measured by their ability to come back from defeat. So stand. Fight!
And thank you all so very much for listening. And later, Guardian.
Almost.
It's jelly time. Go get that bread.
Very nice. Good deal, man. Had a great time, man. You were a chill dude, man. You're mature beyond your years, let me tell you. Just like Skull. You guys love your eclectic taste. You're always very positive. That's why I had to have you on the show, man. I wanted people to know more about you. And
thanks. It shocked me that day. Like, I got the message and I'm like, wait, is this real?
Uh-oh, the missus is typing in chat. Uh-oh. I'm watching her. She's
You're not her keeper, so she can type in chat.
Oh, she's typing in podcast questions. Uh-oh. Like, how much... She's probably going to ask something like, how much should I charge my husband for fixing his mic? That could be excellent.